All right.
What's happening, man?
Hey, everybody, welcome to a brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. We're coming live during the quarantine. We got Forrest Griffin, UFC champion, legend, UFC Hall of Famer. We have Mayhem Miller, another amazing fighter. I'm not going to say...
Oh, you want to try the whole intro all over again? I mean, you just stuttered and stammered through, like, the biggest star we've ever had on the goddamn show.
That's sad. I'm the biggest star you've had, Jason. That's not great.
Look, I'm not saying this is a great podcast. I'm just saying it is a podcast, okay? And I mean, honestly, I'm going to tell you, this is pretty much the most low-rent, bootleg-ass iPhone 4.
iPhone 4.
On the microphone, you know what I mean? Talking via this, you know, but I checked the YouTube video.
Yes.
Sounded pretty good. Pretty good.
All right. Well, I was telling them how great you were doing beforehand, but it seems like you're negative. But okay, let's do it again. Welcome to the brand new MMA Roasted Podcast. It's me, Adam Hunter. I'm here with the legend Forrest Griffin in the building, UFC Hall of Famer, UFC champion, Ultimate Fighter 1 winner, as well as
Miller. And your close personal friend. How about that? Yeah.
And my close personal friend, even though I'm still blocked on one of my Twitter accounts by you. My close personal friend, as well as Jason Mayhem Miller, obviously host of Bully Beatdown, Pride veteran, Dream veteran, UFC veteran.
Just Mayhem.
And Mayhem.
Also, Jason Mayhem Miller was the first guy to dance out with the dance crew. I want that noted. Israel got a lot of hype for that, and that was cool. But I remember Jason doing that shit like 10 years ago.
You know what?
You had like 10 schoolgirls. And the best thing was, 16. I forget the announcers. The announcers were blown away by it. They were like, "This is amazing.
You're living my fantasy." Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I my friends. It's a meme now. My friends always yell at me that I'm living their fantasy, and I appreciate that.
But what the fans might not know is that you guys go way back to Georgia, right?
Yeah, I started kid when he was 19.
19, and how old were you?
Like maybe 22.
You were 22, and who started? You guys just found the gym together. Tell me how did this whole? Talk to me.
No, so my crew, if we had a Saturday off, we would travel down and work out with Jason's guys. What was it? It was like Fact X2 or I don't even know what, Adrenaline. You guys had so many names.
Listen, yeah, all right. So the way that thing, I mean, and maybe it's still like that today in the gym business, is that, like, you know, you start a company and then like just run into the ground and then start a new company. I feel like it's the Donald Trump methodology. Why, you know what I mean? You gotta file Chapter 11 every 6 years.
You were like original Joe Exotic?
$800 to start a gym, Jason. It's only to buy the LLC and do it. It's $800 to change the name. So that one went bankrupt. I got the $800. This one's good to go.
Bro, don't be tight. You know what? I feel like we're talking insider trading right now. Like, this is some type of, like, you know, I don't know. Like, this is what the elites, the financial elites, using their shell companies to not pay taxes. Fuck, you know, it was one of those things. Man.
He said shell company. I'm meeting a lawyer at Starbucks, handed him cash and signed 2 sheets of paper. It's pretty damn far from elite.
Man, don't be admitting to tax evasion on the podcast, please. You know, I'm going to make a reference, you know.
So, Jason, one day Forrest shows up at your gym with a bunch of guys. What was your first impression of him?
Well, you know, what do you mean? I just thought this dude's hilarious. And I was like, I don't know, we got it to good old boy Jabberjaw immediately, right? Like, I'm pretty sure, because we both got like that kind of, hey, just tell me a funny story. No, you tell me a funny story. And then we went back and forth like that, you know what I mean? And it was weird because back then, you know, the MMA community was so small. It was not a normal thing, right? So you had your crew from Athens, right? And you guys are just rolling around, always on an ass-kicking tour. And then my crew, you know, it was at Jacare Cavalcanti's Alliance Jiu-Jitsu, but it was also LA Boxing. Remember that?
Yeah, okay. That's what. Yeah.
And then we would come down and spar. Didn't you get a chance to spar? Because I would spar with a guy who's a champ O'Neal Bell. Remember him? He's a boxing champion.
Oh my
that
God.
guy. You remember that?
I remember him well, actually. Yes. That dude he's like a cruiserweight, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
and just a beast of a boxer, like one of the best boxers ever to come out of Atlanta.
I would try to block the jab, and sometimes I would accidentally catch the cross because the jab had already hit me. It was already bouncing off my head.
Wow.
And sometimes I would actually like go to defend the punch and defend the second punch.
So this is pre Dan
like,
Severn. So this is pre Forrest Griffin fighting Dan Severn. This is before you Dan Severn?
or right around then, yeah.
So you helped him train for Dan Severn?
No,
bro, I don't remember that. I don't even remember. You fought Dan Severn? What the hell? Where was I?
His first fight. His first fight ever. What kind of shitty management do you have to throw you?
Well, you know Frank. I had Frank managing, like calling people out on the internet. Literally just like trolling, like, I'll fight you. I'll fight you.
Yeah, Frank was really good at that.
I met people in a Crystal parking lot to fight for $200. The guy gave me $50 and left. It's true story. He realized like, what he got himself into, and he was like, "Nah, man, listen, you know what?"
Wait, well, hold on. Could we explain that story a little bit? So somebody says, "I'll fight you for $200 in a park."
In a Crystal parking lot. He brought $200, and I had $200 for my name, so I brought $200, and he was going to bring crew, and I was going to bring crew, and we'd fight, like, you know, Van Damme movie style. And, like, I guess he got a load of me, and he was like, "Nah, man, this has gotten too real." He actually didn't give me, he gave me like $20, actually.
This is while you're a police officer?
Might have been.
What kind of shitty police officer are you fighting people in a park for $200?
I mean, mutually agreed combat, right? So as long as it's not in a public place, that would be a fray. But if we go to like somebody's gym that's private property and we've mutually agreed, to a set of rules, etc., and we follow them, that's actually perfectly legal.
And what was your opinion on Mayhem when you met him?
Well, I remember he was slick, man. His jits was good. He was a stud. He would work with anybody, like O'Neal Bell. Like, he wasn't a big guy back then. And he just, like, he jumped on me like I wasn't a 230-pound dude. He was like $170. I was like, I had about a good 40 pounds. And he was like,
I always, you know what, though? But I always had a better time because the way that they trained me as a kid was essentially they would just put, like, remember Bull Shaw? He's like a 300-pound dude, just a monster. I trained with him every day. So I was like a lot better when the guys were bigger than me because I had more strategies for a bigger guy. So I knew how to get like around his back quicker, or and they would put him on me all the time. So it just made me like savage retard strong from the bottom. I just couldn't. That was like the old school Brazilian methodology to like make a young, kind of, I'll just say hard-headed, guy tougher.
There is some sense to that, though. You kind of start with that mentality, like the what was it, Lion's Den, whatever fight mentality. And if they're still there after 3 months, you say, okay, now we're actually going to train you.
Well, plus I was like injuring like the normal like corporate nerds that came to jiu-jitsu class. I would break everyone's nose and like, it was just I was like baby strong back then where I didn't know what I was doing with my technique. I would just do my best to fucking break everyone's face off.
One of the first times we rolled, you caught me with a slick knee bar, like I forget what, we were starting like a cross-side bottom, and I was like getting up, and you hit me with a slick, like jump to a knee bar, and just like bent me in half, and I was like, oh shit.
Bro, you know what that was? That was a VHS tape of watching like Rico Rodriguez do that or something like that. And then like a year or two after that, I had met Rico, maybe it was before, I don't know. I met Rico and hit him with that same move.
No.
He was pissed. It was his move. And he was so mad. He was so mad that I did that to him that later on he like sparred me and bust this ear and gave me a big fat ear. Yeah. Gave me the cauliflower on this side. When we were supposed to be just grappling, he punched me in the ear like a good one. What a son of a bitch. I owe him that one.
Now, Jason, I mean, cut to Forrest becomes the UFC champion, beats Rampage. Were you shocked that this was the guy who walked into your gym a couple years ago or 10 years ago?
Nah, look, man. Look, me and him, we had like similar career paths where we were in it at the same time. He was a little bit older, and he had like, he was the weight up. So it was like great. It was like the damn classic era of MMA. The first TV show, the first it was one of these things where I got to follow along real closely, and it made perfect sense because Forrest's always been real talented, and on top of that, on top of being talented, the man put in the work. He was always in the gym. He was always trying to get better, and there was something within him I could tell that like when I caught him at that knee bar, he's laughing about it right now, but that day it was serious. He was like fuck. He was like I thought we weren't gonna be friends after that. I was like, oh damn, I caught him with that one, and now he's pissed. But that's why he became the champ, bro. Because he put in hard work to clean up any kind of mistakes that you make and remember the mistake that you made, move forward. I think you did a fantastic job, man.
Yeah, it's funny. Like our paths would just cross. I remember I trained with you right before I fought Quentin, and you were like, "Damn, man, you're looking pretty good right now." You were actually injured at the time, so we were going kind of light.
Yeah.
And then and then I remember my favorite Jason Miller story is when we were fighting we were sparring in the tiny ring at Cobra Kai, and you hit me with a jump knee, but you hit your head on a duct, and it started bleeding. He hit his head on a metal duct. It started bleeding. I stopped to be like, "Oh, dude, your head's bleeding," and he just started punching me, and I was like, "Okay, he doesn't care."
Defend yourself at all times. Yeah, I remember busting my head on that fucking grate. Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah, jumping knee. Yeah, that was wild. Yeah, I'm bleeding. Yeah, that was the savage times, bro. That was definitely that was a different world. I miss Cobra Kai now that you mention it. That was a great gym, right?
By the way, Tyron Woodley, can you hear us?
Oh, what? T-Dub?
He's supposed to be on, but he's like, I don't know what's going
on. I see his picture.
Yeah, I know. I've been seeing his picture for like 10 minutes. I think he's trying to figure out the video.
Yeah, you push to the bottom left. You touch the middle of the screen. You go to the bottom left. I've coached everybody on this. Yeah, turn your phone sideways, Tyrone. Yeah.
I don't know.
Bottom left, touch the screen. Bottom left, there's a thing that says start video.
So were you a fan, Forrest, of Bully Beatdown? Did you watch the episodes?
I did, man. I watched a couple, yeah. It was the first time I ever saw, what's his name? He was champ. He fights for the New Jersey kid. He was champ. He fights for,
Alvarez. Eddie Alvarez.
Eddie Alvarez. This is the first time I ever saw him. I didn't really know him because, I was like, I followed UFC, I followed Pride. I didn't really know what he was in. And I was like, who's that? I've never heard of this kid. He seems pretty good.
Man, we got a lot, we gave the start to a lot of fighters who like really became something, Michelle Watterson was on there.
Wasn't Tyron on it?
Tyron Woodley was on there, definitely. Yeah, Bobby King Green. Like we had like this, eclectic mix of up and comers and some old veterans, that were, it like really made the show. We couldn't have that show without these like, without these fighters really putting on a good fight against, some tough guys. And by season 3, like that show had really developed into like this strange, like WWE universe. I was thinking about it because, season 1, nobody knew what the hell it was. Number 2, a couple guys like training MMA and they got in there. And then by season 3, we had like this mix of like dudes that were like pro wrestling fans that were like being the heel, you know what I mean? Like really acting it up. And then other guys who act like, bro, come on, you just been training MMA. You want to make your debut on my show. Okay, I get it.
Well, like when Thomas Denny lost to the Bully, what was that like on set?
Well, no, I mean, here's the thing is that, okay, Thomas Denny lost.
Yeah.
But did he?
He didn't lose, but he didn't actually.
He beat the ever-loving, that Russian kid acted tough on TV, but he was vomiting up a damn storm head injury after that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, I think that Thomas Denny didn't get that, hey, man, don't let him get any points. Don't let him get any money. Instead, he just, like, kind of played the game. You know what I mean? He just, like, played around with the guy. He toyed with the guy for the whole time instead of, but also the guy came with a good strategy. The strategy was, don't get tapped out and then take your beating like a man. That's what he did. It was clever. Somebody had to win.
Now, Forrest, you're like the most antisocial person I know. Whereas,
well put.
Like you're super nice and loving, but then there are times when people you're just like, don't fuck with Forrest. Like, let him do his thing. Now's not the time. Now, that's how you were in MMA, because people would tell me, like, I'm like, hey, how's Forrest training? Like, well, he's the nicest guy ever, but when he's not in the mood, don't fucking let him be. Was it hard for you to go to a corporate setting, working for the UFC, being in like a desk all day and being around so many people, and after being the world champion?
Man, that's a good question, man. Yeah, it's actually really hard. I've been doing it for 7 years now, so I've kind of figured it out. But yeah, it's harder than I thought it was going to be. Definitely. I mean, it's just a different game altogether. And man, I never had a job. I was a cop for a while, and I did construction, but I didn't go to school to work at a desk or even learn a computer, So it's definitely a learning, definitely a learning.
What would you say, like, what would you say was the most, like, difficult thing to adapt to in this corporate world? Because for me, I'm not sure even how to talk their language.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's the jargon, but a lot of it's just, man, being able to use your damn computer. It's like, what? And then, people send you, like, I write, like, 6 bullet points of what we should do. And then somebody sends me, like, this beautiful chart with, like, that's drawn out. It's got, like, 17 bullet points and a color for each one. And I'm like, what is this? And then it, like, clicks to a video that plays, and I'm just like, oh, my God. And I'm like, oh, I feel so dumb right now.
They're sending you PowerPoint presentations? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Interesting. I gotta take one of those skills classes, share Squarespace. I don't know, something like that. Something that we're not sponsored by.
Yeah.
But for a while, you were like the UFC liaison, right? You were going to places and introducing why MMA should be a good sport, why you should have.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, I started, my job was to go around and tell people that fighting's awesome, and if you don't think so, you're stupid. I did that for a couple of years, like, dude, UFC cool. And really, if you think about, and this is kind of true with you too, Jason, the thing we did right in life more than anything else was realize that MMA is an awesome sport before everybody else. That's also what Dana did best too. It's like, wait, this is, I grew up, I like basketball, I like football. The fighting is the best. And then all I did was realize that first.
But then now, what did your job morphed into?
Oh, now I work at the Performance Institute. So it's actually like, I read books about, exercise science every day. I try to, it's actually pretty tough. We manage an academy of fighters in China. So we got about 30 fighters in China that are in a developmental program. I manage that. And then just the overall, like, what's a fighter's experience when they come to the UFC? PI, like, you come in, what do I want? Do we meet all their needs, right? So as far as putting their strength and conditioning, physical therapy, sports dietetics, all these things together. And then
are you setting up a complete plan to develop fighters? Is that what I'm hearing? Because that seems pretty damn interesting. Like
oh yeah. That's what we do in China. But in the US, we just try to make sure. So the PI is set up into 2 floors. You've seen it before, Adam. My job is to make sure that everything we teach you on the first floor actually translates to make you better in the actual octagon, right? So if you get in great shape and you make weight, that's great. But, does it actually transition to you being a better fighter other than just looking better?
So, like, specifically, so because this is good, but I want to peel this onion back a little bit. So say like, so you're talking about fighters who are already established, who have a base of skills, and at the PI you further develop. Is that what you're saying?
Not so.
Or you say, okay, hey bud, your takedown defense is garbage. Let's go over 6 ways to clean this up.
not from a technical, tactical standpoint. Now, I'll do that, but if you think about it, as far as an MMA coach, you got 600 fighters on the roster. I can't coach that like that, you know? And also, I'm not the best coach. My job is to make sure that your performance aspects, right, your physical therapy, PT, strength and conditioning, align with your mixed martial arts practices to get the best out of your technical, tactical portion of your day, right?
I see.
So it's actually a lot about load management and where things go and how things work together best.
But isn't the line kind of a little bit blurry? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
of course.
I just remember, like, for instance, when I would do deadlift, like power type exercises, like explosive type exercises, like Olympic lifts, I remember my takedown percentage went up. Like I would get guys off the fence a lot better. You know, there's a blurry line there, isn't there?
So Forrest, I'm like a fighter, right? So I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
So I'm a fighter. I'm ranked 14th in the world. Okay, I'm a Cody Stamann kind of fighter, right? I leave my gym, Team Alpha Male, and I want to train it at the PI full time, right? So the coach comes with them. They get fed 3 meals a day. They go, here's your jiu-jitsu practice. Here's your weightlifting. Here's your this. Here's
No. So you come to us and you say, these are my technical sessions. These are my goals as far as strength conditioning. You know what? I don't have, like to Jason's point, I don't have great, you know, explosion through on a takedown. It's like I hit and then I can't drive through. All right, well, we're going to get you doing some Olympic lifting, some explosive movements as you know, defined it. So, and that's, you know, that's a lot of what we do, right? But as far as the technical coaching, like Cody just brought some people with him and he kind of runs that camp and then he runs it according to, as far as his load, like how much actual work he does, he uses the strength coach to kind of bounce it off. And then they have a sports science, which a lot of sports science that we do is recovery. Like, so it's your windows of readiness, right? Are you ready to train? Are you ready to train at a high level, a low level? Again, it's you know, workload management.
And as far as living, are there dorms at the
No,
place?
God, no. Think about that. That was one of the things they asked. And they were like, yeah, we got them. I was like, no. Do you want to be responsible for these guys in Vegas? Don't make it too easy for them, you know? Let them, like, make them work a little bit for this. I don't, you know, you think about, like, the dorms at ATT, right? That's different because that's everybody's from ATT. But you would have people crossing each other in a hallway that are potentially going to fight.
Right. Okay. So their job is you put yourself up, live in Vegas, you come to us, we'll take care of this for free for you guys since you're in the UFC.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
A lot of times fighters come in after a loss or an injury or not making weight and say, you know what, something went wrong. Help me reverse engineer this and see what I can do right next time. And so we actually get, I would say, a lot of the high risk cases, right? You miss weight, what are you going to do? I'm going to go to the PI and see what their dietitians can tell me. Get some, you know, you know, I didn't feel strong enough in my last fight. I got beaten, pushed around in the 3rd round. Go to the PI, see what they can do for me strength-wise, right? So what are your areas of deficit that you're looking to improve? And UFC tries to fill those gaps, right?
No, I see a lot of fighters that aren't in the UFC that train there. They're allowed to train there too?
Yeah, you can bring 3 training partners. I think T's joining us.
All right, that's I like this. I had no idea about the inner workings of the PI. It's actually really interesting.
Yeah, that's super interesting.
I mean,
So
I get on a tour. I try to explain this to
who else is over there coaching and overseeing that place?
Well, I mean, there's Duncan French. He's the head of it, but he's a PhD in exercise science. And then James Kimball, he's the VP. Yeah. He does all the operations like vision and strategy.
So we got Tyron Woodley. How are you, man?
Oh, can y'all see me already?
Yeah, we can see you.
Shit, I'm yelling, cleaning out the garage. I'm in spring cleaning and shit.
So we got Mayhem Miller and Forrest Griffin on, 2 legends.
What's up, crew?
What's up, brother?
So I know, man, by the way, so Tyron Woodley was supposed to fight last week in UFC London.
Don't remind me.
And I think that's your most dedicated, because I've known you for, 5-6 years. I've never seen you as focused. You were so focused for this fight. Talk to me, man. You're already leaving. You're back.
That's how it feels about that.
Yeah. So how much of a letdown was it? What did you focus on? Talk to me.
I mean, it was a big letdown, but I definitely want to live too, though. You know, so it's kind of like, you know, on both ends of the spectrum. I was mad because you see the card in Brazil that they just got that card off right before us, and my card was the first one that was canceled. Like,
First casualty, yeah.
you can call it postponed or whatever, but to a person that put a full training camp in and actually was ready to go and had that last day of sparring. I mean, you guys know how it is. When you get that last day of sparring, you feel good and ready to go, and you actually leave. I was in Los Angeles, and my flight was going to leave in 4 hours to go to London.
Oh.
And I got a call and say, hey, hold on. We're going to try to do it in the U.S. I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, well, cool. Just let me know. I'm ready to roll. So I was kind of let down more so because I was so focused. I was so ready. I was training so fucking hard. And I was just, when I'm quiet, I'm always cooking. Anytime you see me quiet, that's the dangerous Tyron Woodley. So I was just ready to show the world, you know, remind them of what the fuck I can do and that I'm still the best welterweight of all time. So,
yeah, let's talk about that a little bit because, like, I agree with that. You're definitely one of the best welterweights of all time. I totally agree. But here's the thing: the night of the Usman fight, right? Well, like, I know I've heard you talk about this on another show before, but like, was just the rhythm off? Did he just came with the wrestling? Yeah, like what? Because I feel like you respected him a lot. You took it easy. You know what I mean? You didn't take as much risks as as I've seen you take before. You know?
I mean, I think I can say it was all just the mental space and the brain of just trying to piece it up and figure out what's what. I just wasn't there. You know what I mean? I don't remember the fight. I've never even watched it back. 2 moments of the entire fight, but it was just basically like having a bad dream, but it'd be in real life. You wanted to punch, but you didn't punch. And some people
oh my God, bro, you have like African American Wi-Fi right now.
I've always done everyone.
T-Wood, man.
He just fell off. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he's got to stand closer to his Wi-Fi.
Is there a spot where you got really good Wi-Fi in the house, or?
No, I'm in my house, dude. So I don't like. I'm in the fucking.
Can you stand inside the internet?
Is there a way? Are you still doing cardio for the?
I know. Yeah. This guy is shadowboxing with his phone right now. We can't hear you. You sound like Mario Kart.
Okay. What about now? We good?
Right.
Oh my God. Perfect.
Much
yeah.
All right.
So yeah, I'm still running. Like the good thing about this quarantine is that over the last 5 years, my travel schedule has been ridiculous. It's not just been fighting. It's been fighting. It's been analyst work for ESPN and Fox. It's been music stuff, movie stuff, TV stuff, commercial stuff, sponsor stuff, endorsement stuff. And I've been nonstop. So it's forced me to sit down, spend some time with my kids, spend some time with my son. So me and my son have been cooking, cleaning, training because he's about to be 17 this year. I got to teach him how to be a man. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Who knows, man? He might try to get a little something here in a little bit. I don't even know. So are
you serious?
I'm scared.
I gotta say, Tyron. You know, you said to me, "Hey, I want to do stand-up comedy," and I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure because I was like, I know that you're funny, but I'm like, all right, I'll throw you up on stage. It was the best, not only fighter but comic. Like first time ever, murdered. I mean, you had like stories and impressions, and you were singing and dance. It was, you blew the crowd up. Like regular comics, like, who the fuck's this guy? I gotta say, I was really impressed, man. And I tell people that, and they're like, wait, Tyron Woodley?
Because people don't, if you was in college, that's really the way I am every day. But when I'm fighting and all this other stuff, I got to put on a business mode because it's such a business now. Like, it's not just fighting anymore. It's not just a sport anymore. So I gotta, you know, it ain't time for laughing in games. I need to fucking make sure I get my bag right. And so when I did the stand-up comedy, you got to recognize I grew up with nothing. So we had to make the best of everything. I got a whole bunch of ghetto ass stories that's hella funny. A whole bunch of ghetto rigging situations. A whole bunch of times where we had to basically, you know, play Apollo and make each other laugh. So just doing that and being around so many different types of people and just having a good memory, I just remember how I felt at that moment, and I was just trying my best to make the audience feel how I felt when my fucking uncle was like, "Why couldn't it be Leroy? Nigga, Leroy in the front of the funeral. How you gonna say why can't it be him that goes to die?" I think I was just having fun with it.
That's dark.
And they're all like real stories. You know what I mean?
Dude, he told the whole crowd it was okay to say the N-word in front of him, right? Then he goes 1, 2, 3 and holds the mic out to see who would what.
They killed everybody.
Islands.
Hey, Adam. And one dude was like this. He was like,
yeah. One dude fell for it, and then he's like, "All right, I was kidding, motherfucker." And then the guy got so scared.
Well, you know what? I was out in the parking lot, and I was like, this kind of a ballsy thing to do. It's either gonna be a home run or it's gonna bomb real bad. And I waited right until I got up there, and I said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I don't care."
I like your strategy.
Now, Tyron, I gotta ask you, because I'm honestly, you said in an interview that you went broke before this last fight.
I never said that.
Okay, all right, good. So you didn't go broke. Why did they say that? Why did that come out?
Do I look like I'm broke?
No. That's exactly what. That's exactly.
You look like a plantation owner.
Are you like 50 Cent broke? Are you like 50 Cent broke for legal reasons?
I didn't say I went broke. People converted to what I said is that I said I blew a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
I said I blew a lot of money. I bought 7 cars. I bought 4 houses. That was basically you got to evaluate your circle. You do all these things that you basically think you're helping out people. They don't even give a fuck. They don't appreciate it. You know what I mean? They don't appreciate all the hard work and that you're trying to help them out. And that's just me evaluating myself and evaluating that you may not always be the champ. You may not always be on a Conor pay-per-view or John Jones pay-per-view and rack in, 7 figures. You may not always, be in position where everybody's blowing your lineup to do this and do that. When you're champion, you get all those opportunities. So I never said I was broke. It was basically me being wiser and a little bit more mature that as I continue to make income, as I continue to do entertainment, fighting, whatever, that I'll be more mindful of my spending. I never said I was broke.
Oh, good. Thank God. Now,
you just ran one of your shell companies into the ground. We get it. Yeah, no big deal. Talk about the movies. What movie you in?
You said what?
What movie are you in?
You know what? I was supposed to be in this called Hit 'Em with the Boom, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
Bro, listen, I said that we can't have any black people in it, and because I'm a well-known racist. So sorry, bro. I got you kicked out. You were supposed to be in Here Comes the Boom. I remember that actually. Yeah, I remember that actually.
I was actually, my homie Lynn hit me up about that was gonna be my first movie I was gonna be in, and then I was having a son, and my wife at the time was like, Tyron, I don't think you should leave. I might go into labor. I'm like, you're not gonna fucking go into labor. You've been over the top. Like, I'm trying to do this movie and I was so mad because as they were filming, I was looking at her and she was still pregnant. I was like, fuck, your ass didn't go into labor. You're hypochondriac. I was fucking pissed. But yeah, so I did a couple movies.
Did you name your son Kevin James?
I turned down a lot of movies for this camp. Only thing I did during this camp was the Titan Games, the TV show with The Rock. I had to do that one.
Yeah, you did that?
Yeah, I had to do that one. Yeah, I just did it.
Check that episode.
Hey, wait till you see it. Hey, Forrest, you're not gonna be proud of me. You're not going to be like, yes, the PI trained him hard and got him ready for this.
Really? Damn.
Hey, no spoilers, all right?
Nah, yeah, I can't do that.
You're gonna get sued.
I gotta ask, Tyron, who did you buy 7 cars for?
I bought my wife at the time. I bought a Suburban. I bought myself an Audi RS7. I bought myself a F-150 Raptor. I bought my nanny a car. I bought my mom a car. I bought my stepson's dad a car.
Oh, my God.
That motherfucker, I could piss in this fucking cereal. I bought him a car. Who else I bought a car? And I bought a car in LA too. Bought an Audi in LA.
You're regretting buying your stepson's dad a car?
They just don't appreciate nothing. Like I raised your son since he was 6 months old. You know what I mean? I raised him since he was 6 months old till he was 10, and I didn't want to watch him in a 1996 Sebring with no air conditioning. He was burning up in humid weather. And then I said, no, man, God put it on my heart to buy him a car. So I bought him a car, and I said, no. And I bought all these cars in cash. I didn't have no loans out on no car. Like, I only have one loan. Like, all my cars were paid off. And it was like, afterwards, when I was going through some drama and I expected him to step up as a man to, like, say right is right and wrong is wrong, he never stepped up. And his silence was some bitch shit, and I just really didn't fuck with it.
Like, you needed a ride home from practice?
I mean,
I don't understand. He didn't come pick you up?
He can't get a
I don't know
ride.
how much time we got, but if I get into the real
we got time. We're fucking quarantined.
Bro, we're quarantined.
Yesterday,
the podcast went on for like 4 hours, bro.
Okay.
I was trying to get off. I was going like, God.
Just because I fuck
up.
with everybody on here, Mayhem UG.
Yeah.
UG fucking Forrest, Adam UG. I'm going to give you guys, and it's right on this porch, and I'm going to share the picture with you later.
Okay.
All right? Remember this porch real close.
All right.
My ex, I'm trying to make his words not that difficult to understand.
Your ex.
Our sons, we both had a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
Coming into it. My son obviously has a mom. Her son obviously had a dad. Mm-hmm. Those two decided that they were going to get together.
Oh, awesome.
No, so it's the most weirdest, awkward co-parenting fucking situation ever. So I got a big picture of us all on the porch in this happily fucking Brady Bunch family deal.
The Woodley Bunch. The Woodley Bunch.
Yeah,
the Woodley Bunch.
Yeah. So, okay. So, I mean, just say this. I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to throw all my shit out there in the midst. You guys can put the pieces together. But when I walked into the octagon against Usman, I walked in there with a lot of shit. Not just the fight, not just the politics,
that makes sense.
Not just that, not just, you know what I mean, a lot of shit. And I don't make excuses, because at the end of the day, I walked into every single world title fight with a tornado worth of personal shit going on. Nobody ever knew. When I fought Robbie, if I pull back the curtain and tell you what the fuck was going on in my life, before I knocked him out in 47 seconds, I'm like, I didn't deserve to win that fight. Like, what the fuck? Like, how did I even win it? You know what I mean? So I was really just riding on grace the whole time, and then it caught up to me. You know what I mean? I got to the point where I started separating everything. Like, this is separate. You know what I mean? It ain't got nothing, obviously, because I still won these 4 world title fights back to back. It ain't got shit to do with it. Even as I warmed up that morning, as I did my walkthrough, I always do a walkthrough before I fight, pan out I felt good. I felt great. My warm-up was great. My walkout was great. Always, I touched the gloves, and I backed myself against the octagon, and I said, all right, let this motherfucker know what time it is. Go out there. Let him know what it is from the jump. All the way to that point, I felt 100. Right when I got in front of him, I'm like, all right, just punch him. Zoom. Feel like somebody snatched the battery pack out. Feel like I got fucking voodoo or some shit. So, I don't know, man.
Well, Forrest was on Ambien during Anderson Silva fight, right?
True. What was it? It was something like that. I forgot. Not during the fight, but that week. Long story.
But didn't you say you couldn't sleep the night before, so you took an Ambien?
I couldn't sleep. No, I couldn't sleep
face was
weeks
dripping.
before.
His face was melting.
Training, and I wasn't sleeping. And then I wasn't sleeping at all. So I was like, I forget what it was. Yeah, I was taking something to sleep.
I didn't sleep before Usman fight either, man. Fuck. I couldn't sleep. I barely made weight. I was fucking killing myself. I fell asleep in the sauna. at the PI, and I fucking woke up and I was still 174.5, and I went in there at 175. And I woke up and I'm like, fuck. So I got the weight off, and then when I finally got the weight, I couldn't go to sleep. I was trying to go to sleep. I was trying to eat, and I had to fucking throw up. My stomach was hurting. So yeah.
Well, this fight, you went to Thailand. Was the first time you went to Thailand?
No, second time. Actually, I went for 3 days the first time. You can't really count that. So yeah, let's just say that's the first time.
Now, what
who are you training with there?
I went there to get in shape. Hey, TJ, hey, can you bring me that big charger? I went to Thailand as a pre-camp, because I found out when you get beyond 35 years old, you can't just jump into a camp for 6 to 8 weeks and think you're finna do something. You're gonna be hurt and injured. So I went out to Thailand, not so much for the training partner. I didn't have a lot of training partners. But I went out there. I was doing this crazy fucking aerodyne. Anybody that's ever been AKA, they do this crazy aerodyne circuit. Oh my God, it's fucking insane. So I did that 3 or 4 days a week. Then I was running every other day. Then I was doing fucking pads like a maniac. Then I was drilling like a maniac. And I basically went out there and I shed like 10 to 15 pounds. I ate extremely clean. I drank an endless amount of water. But then I just had a chance to reflect. Like I told you, I had a lot of personal shit. Like when I started writing my books and shit, like people were gonna look back like, we should have never said shit about this motherfucker because this motherfucker right here, I don't know how the fuck he even here thinking my man.
Well, bro, okay, as somebody whose life is always filled with drama, I think I can identify. Yeah, I know that. But I mean, don't you think that there's some way for you to tone it down a bit? Like maybe buy like 5 cars instead of 7?
That's funny. I was thinking.
No, it's not really the money, man. Like you gotta realize I grew up broke, man. I grew up in like everybody's all from the hood. Like my city is the murder capital of the US. I'm from the hood. I live with dope dealers and killers. Like literally from the street. I've seen many crackheads on a day-to-day basis.
I too am pretty gangster.
Yeah, it's not about. I didn't kill the people. I didn't fucking sell dope.
No, I know. But being around this,
I lived it. It was my lifestyle. It was my normality. So money doesn't mean to me what it means to a lot of people. Money to me is a leverage. It's a tool. I needed this house, so I needed money for it. I need gasoline, so I need money for it. I never worship it. So I don't regret it being going out. I regret doing a gesture of something nice to someone that doesn't appreciate it. The money, I'm always make money because I can be broke and on a fucking in Santa Monica. I guarantee you I won't be there for very long because God gave me a mind. And the mind is what creates the wealth. Not the ability to knock a motherfucker out with a right hand or to be able to, do fucking own a gym or something like that. It's the mind and it's the ability to keep pushing. And you got to be a little crazy. That's why you were good at MMA because you fucking nuts. That's why most fighters.
Oh, man.
I mean,
yeah. I think there's a lot of crazy going around. There's a lot of crazy on this bandwidth right now, on this party line. I'll tell you that much. Yeah.
By the way,
I want Forrest to chime in because Forrest has some real dope shit about just his self-awareness about himself when he was coming up as a fighter. And I thought that was fucking really refreshing and honest about why he fights the way he was, as far as being an athlete and stuff like that. Because when you look at what Forrest did, like he created his own path. Like you didn't just, like you made that path. Like, you know what I mean? Those fights that you got, you made that shit happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always say I've had a lot of luck, but I've had a lot of real good luck and I've had a lot of real bad luck too. That's the thing people don't realize. Like I've gotten really lucky in fights. I got really lucky. I was a last minute replacement for that Ultimate Fighter. But man, I've had the worst luck too, literally like feeling great for a camp. Boom, herniate your L4 and L5 literally like 4 days before the fight. What are you going to do? Not fight? Get knocked out 2 weeks before the fight. You're going to not fight? I guess now guys would not fight, but that's kind of what I'm always careful to tell people. Luck works both ways, and I've had a lot of it. And I'm sure you have too, right? Like you have all these dramatic things going on in your life. Me, man, I was real good about keeping it simple though. I don't spend a ton of money. I don't. I'm like the Joker in Batman, man. All I need is some bullets and some gasoline. I'm good to go. I don't need a lot.
Wait, which Joker are we talking? Are we talking Heath Ledger Joker? Are we talking Jared Leto Joker? Well, are we talking
Heath Ledger? Okay. When he burns.
All right.
Shit, Forrest, I wish I would have had these conversations with you before because I was fucking ignorant. Dumb. I'm talking about like, when I say dumb, I mean dumb. Like, on a weekly basis, like
you talking like buying baby daddy car dumb, or we
that was dumb. That was part of it, but just I mean, part of my friends, you just want to feel like you that guy. Like when you at the top, you're like, fuck that, I can do whatever I want. So I can go to this club and buy a bottle. I can fucking go on this trip. I can rent this fucking dumbass car. You know what I mean? So I was doing that kind of shit, and I think it was just I was allowing the alter ego to take over who I was. Like, it's okay to have a moment to do some fuck shit, but when it gets to the point where I felt like it was battling, like the T-Money was battling the Tyron Woodley. Like, it was a weekend, and it was like, okay, it was only when I'm in L.A., and then I started coming back to Missouri, and I just had to sit in the car and reset. And, like, boop, go back to daddy mode. You know what I mean? Like I literally sit in the car for 20 minutes and snap out of it and come back in the house. Hey, kid, And I was living two lives, man.
Yeah, but that's not bad though. You know, that's like a phase changing, right? So you are a different person with your family than you are, you know, out and about. That's you know, that's pretty normal, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I mean, I one time I went on your Instagram live and you were rapping in like, I don't know, where were you, in Bahrain or somewhere? You're on stage rapping in the Middle East in some concert. Well, and I was like,
I was at a fuck. That was Thailand.
There were all these people there, and you're rapping, and you had like a fight in 3 days or something. And I was like, "What?"
No, I was with Wiz Khalifa. That was in St. Louis.
Okay,
Awesome.
You were with Wiz Khalifa rapping on stage?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my God!
Yeah, he did it. Yeah, he did a tour in one of the stops in St. Louis. So I said, "Fuck it, I got to do it."
I mean,
that was before the Usman fight.
Then I went to a Ludicrous concert. You were on stage there too.
I'm always on stage. And you know what's funny? This is a fun thing. I'm always on stage, but you don't.
It's the best seat in the house. He's just getting the best seat in the house.
Now who's
like
here?
Those parties, almost every party. But I low key, I just don't. And that was another thing on this bitch.
Man, your Google Fiber is just going down. I don't know if that's just me or is everybody getting that.
Hey, Jason, he already told us where he lives. We know where he lives.
I know. We're going over. We're going to go hang out with Ludicrous, Wiz Khalifa. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe smoke a joint with Kanye.
But then because that's the thing. I mean, do you think that like it was just too hard to kind of, because balance, it's hard enough to be world champion, but to be world champion.
I mean, you can't train 24 hours a day. Like, if I decide to get on stage with Wiz Khalifa and you decide to go watch Pornhub, that's just what you decided to do for that hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
hour?
Like,
you mean 2 minutes?
Well, whatever it is. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that like what I decided to do just so happened to be planting seeds in other areas of entertainment. It didn't take me away from my 2.5 hour or 90-minute practice or run. Like I did those things anyway.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go to the studio, like I remember I was training Eve Edwards. Eve used to stay up all night playing video games.
Yep.
All night
yes,
long.
Yes.
Okay? So if he decides to do that, or I decide to go record 2 songs in a recording studio, that's just my preference. I just chose to do things different than what other people choose to do. But nobody trains the entire day. You know what I mean?
No.
That's stupid to think that.
You really can't at you know, a reasonable age, once you've developed a bit, 18 to 20 hours of work is the most you can do. And then you
That's
can
true.
also, yeah, so there's really no point. You can also, you know, wear yourself out doing social things or staying up late, but I'm just as tired from staying up watching shitty movies on Netflix as you are from cutting the songs. But at least you got a couple songs.
Literally.
I just have really bad TV habits.
But to play devil's advocate, Forrest, and Tyron, it's not to insult you at all, but do you think sometimes like getting yourself in so many different areas was also creating drama in those areas?
I created drama. Yeah, I did it myself. And I'm 10 toes. Like, if it's me, it's me. It wasn't nobody caused the drama that I was experiencing. Like somebody said this. I was watching Steven Jackson. He was like, the first thing that can take a black man down if they're not in the street selling drugs is a black woman. That sounds
Bro,
stupid.
I think that's just, you could just take out black for that, bud.
No.
Come on, bro. You
Black
don't get to take that, black people. You don't get to take that because we can get taken out by women just as easily as you can.
What I'm saying is that the structure and the stereotypical black baby mama is bringing way more drama to the table from what I've seen than the white baby mama.
It seems pretty racist. I'm just going to be honest with you. That seems pretty
I'm being
racist
on my own people, so I can do that.
All right, wait. Let me try and say it. A black baby mama is...
No, you can't say it.
Oh,
it's
my
racist.
bad.
But if I say it, then I'm being racist to black people. You can say no. The thing that's bringing a white man down is a white baby mama, and everybody gonna laugh at your ass.
Well, I mean, look.
So your baby mama though. So she had 4 kids with you, right? 4 kids, 5.
No. I'm not saying they bringing me down. What I'm saying is that Listen, see, this interview will go through. What I'm saying is that I'm not selling dope. I'm not killing people. All my cars are legally registered. Why would I have a problem with the police?
No,
I'm not.
I can't imagine. Well,
Okay.
I mean,
So that's not going to be my
tone.
downfall. That's not going to be my downfall. But if you got an appetite for beautiful women and you cause yourself to be involved, then that's drama that I'm self-inflicting.
Of course.
That's extra attitudes, personalities. That's what I mean, that's.
But I can't figure out, but Tyron, I can't figure out if you're blaming yourself or your baby mama, because
I'm not blaming nobody. I'm trying to wiggle my way out of this conversation. So
Yeah.
So now what I'm trying to do is we're trying to go. No, I don't think me doing these other things caused me to lose fights.
Right.
I think me losing a fight caused me to lose a fight. I think I lost a fight because if I tell you what I was doing before I fought Darren Till, actually the album that I dropped when I fought Usman, I had already had that whole thing recorded when I fought Darren Till.
Yeah. No, but when I
99% of the album was done.
When I ran into you at, I think, the Staples Center, and it was Cejudo versus for the title. DJ, right? Yeah. And you left before the main event. And I go, where are you going? You're like, I'm going to go train right now. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I ain't like it.
You left.
I was mad, man. I was mad. I'm like, y'all think it's real fucking cute to see me right by Till and see me by Usman and see me by Kobe. I want to fuck somebody up right now. This ain't fun no more. I don't want to watch the fight no more. So I left and I went back and I went to Reebok and I said, give me a fucking large short, medium shirt, and give all my guys workout clothes. And they looked at me kind of scared and they knew I wasn't fucking around. Then they just gave us the shit. Don't get nobody fired for us. So they gave us the shit. And then I went to the back and a lady was like, you can come back. I said, man, I'm going to just be real with you. There's nothing you can do to stop me. I'm going to walk past you, okay? I'm going to walk past you. And I'm going to go into this room where you're serving food, where it's not sanitary for me to train. And I'm going to train in there. So you can go and tell whoever you want to tell. You can get whoever you want to get. Ask Dean. But I'm fucking going in here. And she looked frozen, and I walked right past her. So I went in there. I was training with Dean. And then I looked up at the screen, and they rendered the decision for DJ. And Cejudo beat him. I said, I got video of this. Actually, I got this on a champ camp. I said, you see that shit? If DJ can fucking lose his belt, the best pound for pound motherfucker that we seen well-rounded, then anybody can lose. I said, don't let me ease up. Don't let me pump the brakes unless I'm about to die. Because this motherfucker Till can beat me. And if I don't take him serious, he will beat me. So then it became a mode. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the mode I was in for this fight. That's why I'm mad I didn't have it.
That's what I kind of knew. I thought you were being. I mean, now, what did you think about Kobe versus Usman?
That's an inconvenient time.
Man, always an inconvenient time. Yo, man, you need to get your baby mama to pay the Google Fiber bill.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, what did you think about Kobe versus Usman?
You want my honest opinion, or all right?
Honest, of course.
No, we want you to lie to us.
All right, this is my opinion about the fight. This is my opinion about the fight. I lost to Usman, so this may come off as, well, you got your ass whipped by Usman, so you really can't say shit. But looking at the fight, Usman has the build and body type that you would think he punched harder. And he probably could. Very similar to Phil Davis. You look at the way they built, and if somebody really trained them on how to turn their body and stuff, they could be power punchers, you would think. I didn't see a lot of people slipping punches. There was a lot of getting hit down the middle, straight down the middle.
Yeah.
Kobe thrives off of pressing forward so you can't fuck him up. That's his whole game plan. Yeah. It's always been that way. He comes forward and he throws. He's kind of a – you remember how Melvin Gillard would kind of almost fight out of fear? He would swing at you fast and try to knock you out because he was in fear that you was going to do it to him.
Yeah.
This is a conversation I've had with him. So Kobe gets a great rap. You know, some guys just got a good gas tank. He got a good gas tank. We can never take that from him. He's gonna outwork. His output is there. Like I don't see a welterweight right now that has better output than Kobe as far as pressing forward and going for stuff.
He's probably the Best, yeah.
Who's the first best for output?
Not at 70. Pound for pound would be what's Khabib?
Khabib, yeah.
Yeah, but I think Khabib gets real sloppy on his stand-up later in the round. But that's a different story.
Let's not compare Kobe to Khabib. Let's take them out the same sentence. Let's take them out the same sentence.
All right, so Tyron, okay, so.
I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't
I
impressed.
can see why.
Like, I feel like this. I feel like the shots that put Kobe down, if I hit Kobe 50% of what I'm capable of punching, I'm gonna fucking hurt him. It's not gonna take a stiff straight or a jab or something like that to knock him back. Like, imagine if I hit him with some shit that I've hit everybody else, and if that straight right hand broke your jaw or dislocated something, and I don't like you either, it's really gonna be bad. So I watched it. I thought that they both fought a good fight for the fans to watch because it was a lot of action, it was a lot of back and forth. But it wasn't a lot of punching. It wasn't a lot of punching power. It wasn't a lot of defense. I was kind of surprised nobody went for a shot. I definitely thought it was going to be some wrestling. Nobody went for a shot.
Well, it's weird. It was one of those things where, I mean, we see this happen over and over again, where the two guys who know how to wrestle say, okay, let's just have a sloppy-ass boxing match because we're both afraid to wrestle because we're both afraid to get gassed out and we both want to knock each other out. So,
or they don't have the punching power. They don't have the threat. You think Usman will fight me again and I try to go for a shot? You think Kobe will fight me and I go for a shot? Kobe was all over Robbie Lawler. He was losing so he didn't have of the KO power.
Yeah. Well, I think Kobe is kind of like, you know how like he was a funk wrestler. He's kind of a funk striker too. He throws like kind of a like street fighting overhands and whatnot. And then the flip side to that was Usman. Usman, he's like so developed from weightlifting that his punches are stiff. You know, he doesn't do his total range. And when I was watching that fight, I was kind of game planning like if I was Woodley. I was like, if I was Woodley, this right here is showing me where I can fit in, right?
I mean, I'm always watching a fight in POV. I'm always watching a fight like if I was in there. And when I'm looking at like the way that they were punching and even the little clips that I've seen of me and his fight, like me at 50%, there's no way that shit's going to happen. You're not going to be swinging like that. You're not going to be sitting there super stiff. Because the thing is, neither one of them really want to be honest and true to who they are. Kobe wants to act like he's some striker or some badass, but he's really not even a high-level wrestler.
No,
and I was a funk wrestler just because I wrestle with Ben so much. Kobe is a pressure wrestler, more of an Iowa-style, Minnesota-style wrestler. He's going to put so much pressure on you. You won't have an opportunity. Usman, he wants to move.
He's a nightmare.
Dude, even as...
You said what? Like Usman wants to...
Go on. Tyron.
I was saying that when you see Usman, like you see him shadow boxing, he want to look smooth, but he's not smooth. No. Be who you are. Like I watch boxing and I love the guys that can slip and go to the body, go to the head and roll underneath and catch and slip. That's not my style. Like even in music, I would love to be able to rap like Joyner Lucas, Lil Wayne, Kendrick Lamar, YB and Cordae. That would never be my lane. And just because you like it, don't mean that it's your lane. So these guys, if they are like Usman is a worker. He's gonna work you. He's gonna use his long arms. He's gonna press you at the right time to the octagon to get his break. He's gonna take you down and control you to burn the clock. He's not gonna finish you from the top position. He's not like Mo Lawal that if you get on top of you, he can knock you off from the top. That's not gonna happen. He's not like Chael Sonnen that's gonna ground and pound your fucking face off. But he knows when to do the right things at the right time. So he's basically mastered kind of chess playing that 5-round fight.
Yeah, he's a disciplined fighter for sure. He's a disciplined fighter, and Kobe, the reason
to the game plan.
Exactly. The reason Kobe lost that fight was because even though Usman wasn't hitting him with like huge power shots, they were strong enough to bust him up. And then that really,
and
that
Kobe
last round.
Who he was. Kobe wanted to try to be flashy. What he should have did was he should have pressed him during those moments. He probably was winning the fight. I don't know what the cards were, but I know it was close. He should have. His gas tank was his number one X factor in that fight. So at that point, he shouldn't have been trying to be flashy and win a strike. He should have been pressing him, grabbing his hands, hand fighting, snapping him down, body locking, pushing him, punching him, slipping a punch, grabbing him, going for the leg. Even if you don't want the takedown, just stay glued to him and frustrate him so much. Because Kobe has never knocked somebody out in a fight. That's the stat nobody brings up. He has never hit a motherfucker and they drop like a sack of potatoes. Ever. Not one time in his life.
He's an output fighter. He's an output fighter. He keeps moving the same as the wrestling style.
Stay true to that. That's who you are. You know what I mean?
Now, after your fight against Leon Edwards got canceled, he said he agreed to fight you. He called you out. But then you said that didn't. What happened?
Fucking, he's a bitch and he's a liar. Think about this. Kobe fought for an interim belt. By the way, I had only been out 6 or 7 months. The first time in UFC history, a champion had not been out 12 plus months and the interim belt was put in position. First time ever. That's history. I told them I could fight RDA. They wanted me to fight RDA. I said I can fight him probably in July, August. But I just had the surgery in December, January, February, March, April, May, June. That's 6 months. Usually a torn labrum takes 6 to 8 months to recover. I was willing to recover and prepare for a fight within that 6 to 8 month window. I said, just give me like July, August, and I'll fight them. They didn't want to wait. So thus they put together that fucking interim belt. If you have an interim title and you have an undisputed champion, the goal is to unify that belt to where it's an undisputed guy walking around. How the fuck did I fight Till and Usman without fighting Kobe?
No, I'm saying, but like, I'm talking about 2 weeks ago, though. 2 weeks ago in the fight.
He did that for clout.
Okay.
And that came out of Dana White's mouth. I said, well, I thought you wanted me because he brought up the Burns guy. I'm like, well, I thought you guys were working on Usman. I thought you guys were working on Kobe. He's like, that's not a thing. Kobe's just trying to get fucking attention. You know, he didn't want to fight. And if you go back and you do a Google search, Dana finally came out and said, Kobe has turned down the fight against Tyron several times. This is the 4th time he said no. Like, I got text messages to prove it. Kobe's out. That's not even an option. Let's move on. Tell us who you want to fight. Kobe's not an option. He a clout cheater. That's what he is.
You mean he's just like trolling in order to get his name out there some more? Like,
it's clicks. It's clicks. He wants the U.S. people want me. I'm here to fight if Tyron want to get whooped. The second that fight card was canceled, what did his tone turn to? His tone turned to, I'm waiting to get my rematch with Usman or the winner of Usman versus Masvidal. And if they want me to fight Tyron, they better pay me more money. Why they got to pay you more money to fight me? Because you know you're going to lose. You're scared.
I mean, it's like a tougher fight. Right? Let's just be honest. You know, like, let's not stroking your ego, because you'll still have to work and you still have to, earn that victory. But
it's not even a style matchup. Like, the thing about Kobe is, and I've been waiting to the press conference to let these videos go. Kobe was my training partner that I paid $500 a week and flew him to St. Louis to whoop his ass. He didn't make it through the whole camp. He faked his ankles injured, and he left. I was in the camp. I don't have a lot of people in my camp. When I was training to fight Roy McDonald, okay, I brought him in to try to take some shots on me because I knew Roy would say, fuck it, I'm still going to try to take him down, right? And if Roy take you down, his grounding pound at that time was the best in our division. Nobody was trying to be underneath fucking Roy McDonald.
No.
Yeah.
So I brought Kobe in because of his pressure to try to give him a lot of reps to trying to take me down. I also brought in a striker. No wrestling, just a pure kickboxer, right? So we get to the point where it's time to wrestle. All right. Dean's like, all right, let's get some wrestling. We're gonna do some wrestling. Kobe's in the weight room looking around like this. So now the motherfucker I flew in to wrestle me, I'm wrestling the fucking kickboxer. He ran for me the whole training camp.
No, he says
I remember
according
the
to him,
last day of practice, and I'm gonna finish on this. Last day of practice, right? Before he left and faked the fucking ankle injury. I said, Kobe, you're a fucking asshole. I said, I put you in these submissions, and you make me make the choice. Do I break your fucking arm, or do I put you to sleep? You fucking running from me the whole practice. He got spicy with my fucking striking coach, because you know Muay Thai guys, they hold the pass and they kick back at you and shit. So he started to try to wrestle and take down my Muay Thai guy that I paid. I paid this motherfucker. I paid him extra. So he came in, stayed at the residence inn, looked like an apartment, had a rental car. I paid for all their food, took him to the gun range, private lessons with strength and conditioning, which he never did because he lazy, private lesson with my Muay Thai coach, and I paid him $500 a week. That's pretty
And
good.
he married your baby mama.
Wait.
Yeah. And he smashed my boxing coach's girl.
Oh.
No, Tyron, do you have
he's
this
a
on
dirtball.
video? Now, do you have this on video, these sessions?
I got a pad hitting session. He looks terrible.
Okay.
Got off.
Got it.
So what I told him is I said, I'm telling you right now. I said, if you don't tap out, I'm going to fucking break your arm today. I'm going to put you to fucking sleep. And if you get spicy, I will knock you the fuck out today. I want to let that be known before we start the sparring session. And that's the last time I trained with Kobe Covington.
His story is
Because
that
he was an asshole. That's a shitty partner.
his story was
To take him down because if I took him down, he started freaking out and just going crazy and running out the room and shit. So I told Dean, I said, Dean, watch this. I said, I don't give a fuck. So I started taking him down. He fucking lost it, went crazy, screaming, cursing, walk off the mat. Then I had him in a fucking guillotine choke, and he turned blue like a fucking Oompa Loompa, and then he wouldn't tap out. So I'm looking like, do I sleep this month? I'm like, do I put this motherfucker out? So I kind of let it out. He pops his head up, act like he defended it, and I'm like, that's why he got submitted in that fight. Not because he wasn't tough enough to hold on. He didn't have the proper fucking acknowledgement of how to defend it, how to stop it, how to know what's coming. He thought that I'm just going to be tough and fight through it. No.
all right. His story is that he beat you up in sparring and then you kicked him out.
Kobe has maybe touched my face once with a glove.
Okay.
Damn.
All right.
Ever. He's
Okay.
never
Bro,
taken me down. Actually, I take
see-
it back. He took me out one time at ATT a long time ago. We were doing a wall drill and we started with a body lock and he was able to get me to the ground. In a full camp when I trained for Ray McDonald, Kobe Covington took me down 0 times.
Wow.
Not
Well,
one
Well,
attempt.
Kobe says otherwise, so I kind of
Yeah.
want to see this
Well, guess
now.
what?
I kind of want to
Guess
see
what?
this now.
Kobe also has never fought me, and everybody wondering why.
Yep. But I think that's a money fight, is it not? I feel like that's a money
I
fight.
told him, I said, fuck, the Leon, think about this. The Usman fight happened because Kobe didn't want to fight. The Till fight happened because Kobe didn't want to fight. The Leon Edwards fight happened because Kobe didn't want to fight. They said Kobe had to have his jaw wire shut. Have anybody seen a picture of his jaw wire shut?
No.
No. The second they booked me and Leon Edwards, they said, I'm ready to fight in April. Dude, he a bitch.
He's not a bitch. I mean, you guys are both.
No, he's a bitch.
You guys are.
He's a bitch because it is. He's a bitch because at the end of the day, it's okay to have an image. It's okay to build a character. But when you're building a character and you're doing it using racial slurs and talking about other people's fucking country and it's scripted. John Harnett from ATT, which is no longer there, they were scripting this. That makes it even worse. You got somebody helping you do this and it's still trash? Hey, Adam, if you were
look at Adam.
Covington script this, I will fucking never talk to you because it's terrible. Now, if it was funny, and if it was like Connor, if it was like fucking Chael, then I will fucking laugh with you.
I've never written a joke for Colby Covington. I have for other fighters, but never once for Colby Covington. Now, Forrest, you being a fighter, a cop, and now a UFC employee, what are your thoughts about John Jones?
Damn.
Oh, man. It's funny. It's funny you asked about John Jones. But first, I want to go back to something. We're talking about Tyron doing a lot.
You can call me Tyron.
I like Tyron because you explained it to me. Byron, put a T in there. My stepdad's name is Byron, so Tyron. It's actually pretty easy once you explain it to me.
Tyron.
But I wanna give T some credit here, man. When you're champ or you're up there or you're about to fight for the belt or the phone doesn't stop ringing. It's just somebody wants you. They want to have dinner. They want you to come out to LA and have a dinner and do this and that. And you got literally movie stars calling you up. Hey, once you're not champ anymore, all those opportunities are gone. So I went back about 2 years after I retired. I said, hey, man, you got who again? Nah, we don't know you. I said, really? Because you, like 3 years ago, you were like, yeah. So that's just the fight business. So as far as like, you have to get it when you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes a lot about managing your life. You know, how do you get your 20 hours of training in, get your recovery, your sleep, your rest in, and then also get your side hustles, get your easy money, build it so you can, you know, do movies, do music, do whatever after you're done, because this is a very temporal career. I mean, Jason, we both know this. It ends a little quicker than you think it was going to end. You're like, hey,
oh, bro, I'm still waiting for it to end.
Yeah, but yeah. So John Jones. Here's the other thing about John Jones. I like John Jones a lot. Like, I've trained him a couple times. I've well, not a lot, but like
we all like him.
Huh?
We all like him, but you know.
I started thinking about all the John Jones stories, and a lot of them start with us having a couple drinks. And I was like, maybe I'm a bad influence. I remember drinking at the airport with him, and he's like, "Hey, I shouldn't have too many. I'm fighting." I was like, "Oh, cool one. 7 weeks." He was like, "Dude, stop drinking. What are you doing? What, you're fighting 7 weeks. What are you like? What do we do here?" You know, I think John too. From what talking to people around him, he's real, you know, susceptible to like, hey, let's do this or let's do that, you know. When he's around me, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty chill. It was me and Frank Mir a lot. We're both like reasonable people. He was super cool, you know, reasonable, made good choices. So, you know, that's my take on John Jones.
You think he gets caught up in that excitement and then starts throwing them back, huh?
Yeah, I think that's just his nature, man. You know, it's like, hey, if you know, if five drinks is a good time, 10 drinks must be a great time.
No, boy, don't we all know?
Tyron, your thoughts?
Huh?
Your thoughts about that?
This is my thoughts, man. My thoughts is this. I think I'm not making excuses for John, but it's clear that John is not the leader that some people are. And it's clear that John, he received success very early. He was the youngest UFC champion at the time.
Yep.
And it's even more clear that he wasn't ready for what came with it, the stardom and all the opportunities and what he can do with money and exposure and a name. One thing I saw when I watched that video, man, it was very sad to watch. And I know that he's crying out for something, but I also know the internet don't give a fuck, and they're going to torture him. They're going to torture him on the, you know, everything. Is like, as I'm watching it just from doing the TMZ shit, I saw 7 or 8 headlines pop up. I saw 5 to 6 memeable moments. And that's just a thing that he's a person that I don't really get affected by. Like, people keep recycling the me getting knocked out by Nate. They send it to me, and I like the fucking picture. It don't bother me.
Come on, dude. That's not him. Tyron, I love you, but you're a guy that I don't make fun of because we're friends, and I don't want to. Sometimes you're a little sensitive.
No, I'm sensitive about the music shit. I'm sensitive about because it's hard enough to break through in music, and when you're trying to break through, the last thing you want is your peers to fucking say something, because it's hard enough as is. So when you have people that are like in the same arena as you, they should support any outside thing you're doing. I would never do that to anybody else. Right. So outside of that, I'm not really that sensitive when it comes down to fight stuff. I'm not gonna be sensitive about me getting knocked. I was with Nate in fucking Thailand. I'm not gonna be sensitive about a fight shit.
I know. I just know that people are critical of your rapping skills, right? And look, I love that song, "Beat Your Ass." I have it blasted. That's in my workout thing. And I think whatever you want to do, you're going to be good at it because you're that kind of a guy. But how do you deal with like the haters coming at you and stuff like that?
I just muted because right now in music is all perspective. You don't know what the fuck you like. Right. We got Uzi Vert, we got people in purses, we got hair dyed 50 different ways. We got people that don't even give us a verse. All they do is ad libs. And the younger you are, And the more extrovert you are, the more it's going to be received. And right now, it's a time where in music, you kind of got to create your own lane. Like Roddy Ricch, perfect example. Roddy Ricch almost quit rapping because people didn't like his sound or he thought he was ugly. He almost stopped. Then he went and broke the record for having the fucking, like, his ad-libs. Nobody would have done that in the 90s. You're going to see Tupac do that? You're going to see, like, think about it.
Bro, I'm thinking about coming out with the album of nothing but ad-libs. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like.
You would be dope in music.
All right,
because
all right.
You would be dope in music because you don't give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, that's the best way to be. So for me, people are critical on me because they don't expect. There's no expectations of an athlete doing well in music. There's never been a format or a rubric. Look at Dame Lillard. Dame Lillard not only is the best athlete I've seen do music, he's one of the best lyricists of 2019 in general. He'll never get the credit. He'll never get the respect to do. Iman from the Houston Rockets, now with the Brooklyn Nets. Phenomenal musician. Crazy rap artist. He'll never get the credit. So if you
ever think about like maybe like starting up your own kind of Wu-Tang clan of like athletes that are, you know what I mean? Professional athletes. I got the T-Wood Tang clan.
I got something similar. I've been working on as a content piece, but it's not an actual group. It's basically similar to, you know how Uninterrupted does More Than Athlete? It's very similar to when someone hears your story and they can understand where you're writing music from and they can understand why you have the ability and why you have the right and why you can rap about. Why can I rap about seeing people getting shot and killed or having money? Because I've had money. I've been in fucking rap about that. How many rappers are sitting in front of a fucking Bugatti talking about all this bling and all this money and they broke as fuck?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's standard, isn't it? Like, that's what you got to do. Fake it till you make it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to fake it till you make it. But when you think about subject matters, you're talking about growing up in a certain area, check mark. You're talking about being broke, check mark. You're talking about being rich, check mark. You're talking about problem with women, check mark. You're talking about liking women, check mark. There's not going to be very many boxes you won't be able to check.
I got it. Here's what's been going on. Tyron's been living a crazy life, so he'd be a better rapper. That's why he's
exactly right.
To be honest,
it's really.
I just love it. I just love the music. I love the difficulty of it. That's why I like acting. I like doing stunts because it's harder. It's harder than fighting. I've been doing fighting longer. So I think of everything like an equalizer, right? So my butting for fighting is going to be all the way up. I spent the most time. I dedicate the most time. My acting or my stunt button won't be up here. My analyst button won't be up here. It may be higher than the rap or the music because I got more intelligence because I'm a fighter. Yeah. You can't expect me to be at the level in music that I am in fighting when I haven't dedicated the same amount of time.
Why did Ice Cube beat you up?
I was with Ice Cube. I didn't get beat up.
Okay. In the NWA movie, it was him and Ice Cube, right?
Oh yeah.
No, I was with Ice Cube, and everybody think I'm the one that got snatched over the balcony, but I wasn't.
Oh, that wasn't you? Okay, I got it.
I was the one punching and throwing people.
Now I gotta ask you, because I watched Dan Bilzerian posted a video of these crazy parties. You know who Mayhem, who that guy is?
Everybody knows who that guy is.
Forrest, you know who that is, right? Dan Bilzerian.
He lives in Vegas, doesn't he?
You got a place in Vegas and a place in LA too.
So in the middle of the video, out comes Tyron Woodley in a bathrobe.
Way to go, Tyron.
Was he holding a tiger on a chain though?
Like what?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Dan Bilzerian. I met Dan Bilzerian when I did my first movie in 2012. I just got knocked out by Nate. I was fucking feeling bad. My homie Lynn said, I got something to cheer you up. I'm putting you in this movie called Olympus Has Fallen. It was also Dan's first movie. I didn't know Dan from fucking Lucia's Left Foot, and he didn't know me at all. So we sat there, and because we were playing like Navy SEALs or whatever, we had to shave our beard off. So if you think about what his beard is to him and what my beard is to me, we both almost cried. We looked at each other like, I'm like, dude, we got to shave our beard. I'm like, everybody, I didn't grow back. And he looking at me, and I'm looking at him like, man, this fucking sucks, man. So we fucking cried about it, kind of moped about it. And finally, We let him cut it off, right? So that was our first kind of bonding moment. And we did this whole movie for 6 weeks together. I never knew who he was. So I get ready to fight Koscheck. I get on the scale. I weigh in. And you know the black curtain. I open up the black curtain. The first motherfucker I see is Dan. I'm like, the fuck you doing back there? He said, oh, I just bet $20,000 on you to fight, to win. I was like, well, I guess I better win or you gonna fucking cut my pinky toe off. Like, like how you gonna tell somebody that right as they get off the scale? So after the fight, I obviously won him some money. So he set me up at the Hakkasan. He said, I'm buddies with Stevie Aoki. And I'm like, and I started putting two and two together. So my homie Len hit me up and said, you don't know what Dan does. I said, I have no fucking clue. I just know him from the movie. He was like, he's
I don't know what Dan does either. Nobody knows what he actually
knows. Yeah, what the fuck?
Dan's a venture capitalist. He invests in certain investments, and he looked for lucrative investments. He also was a professional poker player. So he won millions and millions of dollars off World Series of Poker and just gambling in general. So he just, more importantly than someone with guns, cars, women, you know me, all these exotic things, single, all these chicks around him, he's an extremely smart businessman. And he's created a ridiculous brand. You know what I mean? And think about it. What do men like? We like women. We like guns. We like cars. We like extreme shit. We want to jump over something. We want to go snowboarding. We want to, you know, go
I like
these
turtles.
Turtles, fucking snakes, tigers. Have you guys been watching Tiger King, by the way? Because that shit.
Bro, listen, we be
Carol
nonstop talking
I'm
about
gonna
it.
fucking fight Carol Baskin right now.
I hate her.
Everybody hates her.
But yeah, that's why I met him. So I'm always invited to the parties. Like I don't even have to.
But the actual parties what I hear about. So you're walking around in like a bathrobe, right? It
was a Halloween party. I was Hugh Hefner.
You were Hugh Hefner. now there's women everywhere. What, like one guy, 15 women everywhere?
Yeah, Dan don't play that. Like he had a very small guest list. He usually only likes maximum of 50 males there. So that's like total. So like if I come, he'll say, all right, you can bring girls, somebody hot, but don't bring no dudes, right? And everybody signs the NDA before they go in there. And if you're not cute, you're not getting in. And if you're a guy and he told you not to bring another guy, you do, then you won't be allowed to come to other parties. So even if Chris Brown comes, so like one time it was like me, Chris Brown, Tyga, Marshmello, they can only bring one person. So Marshmello brought Mo, his manager. Chris Brown brought somebody. Tyga brought somebody. But he wants the ratio to be 450 women to 50 guys. That's his ratio.
Okay, now you're the champ at the time. Are women coming up to you and like, hey, you want a blowjob? You're the champ?
Hey, he signed the NDA, bro.
I mean, it's called the NDA, and that's why my man Mayhem kicked in for me.
Right? I'll be a manager in this. Please back the fuck up, Adam. Stop asking so many questions.
Adam, you just want to go to the party. I'm sorry, Adam. I'm not going to be able to get you in.
Yeah, I know the integral parts of the court system. Unfortunately, I know it inside and out.
To go to every party.
My life is one big long Law and Order episode.
Let's just say this: he knows how to throw a good party, man, and he's smart. Like before Cardi won the Grammy, or maybe right afterwards, he had her perform. French Montana. Ludicrous, Jeezy. These are all different types of rappers and different type of entertainers, so they bring a different demographic. When you think of the trap music, you think of Cardi B, you think of Offset. But when you think of a classical rapper, you think of like Ludicrous or Jeezy. So he has everybody. Diddy's been there. So he's smart on who he invites because it's not like, a million people. Like I couldn't go to a party. It was like a Valentine's Day party, something like that. But one of my celebrity friends was like a real high-level celebrity. He didn't even get to go.
Wow.
Damn. I want to start throwing parties that not even Arnold Schwarzenegger can get into.
That like you can.
There you go.
Dude, your parties are pretty epic too, bro. But
I know.
His parties that like.
I want to tell a Strikeforce story.
Please.
Go ahead.
Know what I'm about to talk about.
I have no idea.
In Miami, right? It was a launch of the video game MMA. I didn't know Mayhem didn't drink because he always all over the place. I'm like, this motherfucker naturally like that. I didn't know that at the time. I remember we was in a car. It was me, him, King Mo, and fucking Musasi were about to fight every 5 seconds because fucking King Mo was fucking with him.
Yeah.
Josh Thompson, who some type of way, Mayhem had the fucking door open. We was driving the van, like the trans wide open on the highway. Somebody slams the brakes. Kung Lee slams the brakes because he's freaking out. And Josh Thompson go through the fucking windshield bang. And we're all in this. This is a van like Forrest. And Matt, you know the van that picks all the fighters up and takes them to the venue?
Yeah.
We're in that fucking van. And then Mayhem gets out the car. He throws the keys in the bush and runs to his room like nothing happened, like he wasn't involved. like his fucking hands were clean.
You obliterated that story. That's not what happened at all.
What happened?
I just loved it. It was even better the way you told it.
It happened just like that.
Yeah, pretty much. But well,
I missed a couple people that was there before.
I allegedly was driving, and Kung Lee was in the back. I was allegedly driving, and me and Josh Thompson got into it, talking shit to each other while I was driving, and he was all hammered, and I slammed the brakes and like underhook threw him through the windshield, allegedly.
The glass broke. He went.
Yes.
Over.
No, the fucking glass broke.
And then what did he do? Did he get? I mean, was he like out cold?
Everybody was so shocked that it happened. He was bashed. Yeah, and yeah, no. That
and meanwhile, the door is wide open, and all we got is highway breeze coming through the side.
70 miles an hour.
You guys all look at each other like, what the fuck just happened just now?
Yeah. Everyone kind of saw it coming, yeah.
Hey, I wasn't a big deal. Okay. I was like the Strike Force Challenger guy. I was just happy I was in the car to view it. So I didn't say shit.
I remember
I was
that,
tucked in the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was wild, yeah. No, those are some wild days, man, the Strike Force days. Strike Force never died.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Hell.
That's hilarious. And then what happened with Dan Hardy? He told us, sorry, you like picked him up in some kind of huge truck with guns everywhere or something. Or Dan Hardy told a story that you had like, you asked him to train and there were pictures of.
Some tells me that this story don't supposed to be on this conversation.
No. Look, we keep dancing the line. I need all you guys to sign NDAs before the next time we hang out.
But then we're still gonna. Adam's still gonna post it.
You know, Adam in the top right corner of the fucking screen trying to push the envelope and like get the shit out on the same. Like Tyron, you are kind of sensitive because I'm not gonna give you the moment I gave you with Ellenberger. I know it was great. It was a great ratings, but I'm not gonna give it to you.
It's not a bad. It's not a bad thing to be sensitive, man. It means that.
No, I'm not sensitive, but. Some people play about that shit. Some people don't. If it's certain things that I don't fuck around about, I'm gonna say it to you.
Okay, all right. That doesn't sound sensitive.
Like think about this. Everybody got kids. You got kids, ma'am?
Of course.
Yeah, everywhere.
Okay, so if you got kids and someone says some shit about your kids, you're going to be sensitive because you're probably gonna fuck them up. Thus, that means you're being sensitive. You just don't fuck around with that topic. If someone says something like, "Oh, you know what, Tyron, fucking, you got knocked out by Nate," then I'm like, all right, I did.
All right, so what areas am I allowed to make a joke about? Because I know you don't
you can make jokes about any areas for me. You're allowed to call fucking every Cocoa Puff and say I nutted on her breast at a comedy show. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That was funny.
And by the way, hey, Forrest, she had the hugest crush on you. Like, by the way, I don't know if I ever told you that.
Who?
So Adam never had a chance. Avery. She like had the biggest crush on fucking Forrest for a long time.
His ex-wife.
Oh,
yes.
That's awesome.
Dude, no, what happened was he showed up late to my show, and I go, oh, it's okay. He didn't show up to the Robbie Lawler fight either. And then he was like, oh shit. And then at the end of the set, I said like, he said he like busts all over his girlfriend's tits, and everyone was like, yeah, you're a good sport. I'm just saying that like. You know, I made a couple cardio jokes, and you're like, "That's bullshit. My cardio is great." And I was like, "All right, I'm not fucking with this cardio anymore." Okay, he obviously gets mad.
Cause I want motherfuckers to shut up about that shit. Cause I trained too hard for that bullshit. Hey, I trained too hard for that. Fuck that.
Well, right, The Rock told me differently.
You know what? The funny thing is, after you have a couple 5-round fights, people don't say that shit no more. They can't.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Of course. Okay, so we can't make jokes about your rap. You
can make jokes about my rap. Yes, you can make jokes about cardio. Yeah, you can make jokes about Ellenberger. Okay. You can make jokes about all that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, all right. All right, we'll keep that in mind. I'm gonna start writing these down.
Still wouldn't make jokes about
next time.
those things.
I'm not making any of those. Yeah, fuck that. I like having Tyron as a friend. Fuck it. It's not worth it.
Because the thing about me is I can fire it back too, though. That's what you got to watch out for.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what that was right there? That was like when he said, "All right, we're all gonna say the N word on 3." But what? You got jokes, son.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Oh,
Well, listen, I'm trying to get this girl on, but like she came on an hour earlier, and then I blocked her. But now she can't get back on, which is fucking annoying. I'm trying to get her back on. Hold on, let me see what we got. So when
who's this girl?
Kyra Batara. What do you think this thing's gonna be over? By the way, when is this gonna be over?
I think some people are gonna be able to go back to work probably by the end of May, beginning of June. And I think the entire epidemic is going to be under control in probably a year and a half, maybe 2.
Based on what? Like you're working at the CDC right now?
No, I just think because people aren't taking it serious, and like right now in California is like the time where the virus is the most active. They gave this warning to Italy, and they didn't take heed. That's why they're very close to the numbers of China, because they said, "Fuck it, we're gonna go out and have a party and you just turn up." So I think just because people don't give a fuck, they're putting everybody else at risk, and this is going to spread. And it's to the point where people don't have enough aprons, masks, beds. Like they got, like someone sent me a picture of like portable morgues, like just trailers in the back room, where they just going to start throwing bodies in. So to think that somebody's going to be ready to go back to work by Easter is fucking a joke.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. I feel like we're going to be doing this fucking podcast on my iPhone 4 for the rest of the damn year. It's really stressing me out, actually.
Now, Tyron, what's your opinion on Khabib versus Tony?
It's a fucking crazy fight because Khabib is a pressure fighter, and obviously when he wrestles guys, he really don't end up straight in the guard. And I think Ferguson is most dangerous when he has you in a front headlock or you right in his guard. Mm-hmm. Khabib always finds a way to be out to the side or side position or past the guard, and that's where he does a lot of damage. I don't see a lot of the jiu-jitsu advantages for Ferguson there, but Ferguson is just don't give a fuck, and he's so durable, and he can take punches, and he's never going to stop trying. Khabib never fought somebody like that, and I think that Tony has fought pressure wrestlers before. He wrestled in Minnesota, right? Didn't he wrestle out that way somewhere?
He wrestled, I think, in
no matter where he wrestled at, he would have seen. No matter where he wrestled, he would have experienced a Minnesota style, Iowa style, heavy hand fighting, pressure kind of wrestler. I just don't think Khabib has that mimic. So my gut says Khabib. It's kind of hard to go against him, but the wild card says Tony probably can fucking pull it off.
Yeah, I was watching I forget which fight it was of Tony's, but when he's in his guard and he does that downward elbow, like that is the strongest like in guard downward elbow that I've ever seen.
Man.
Yeah, that is like an amazing technique that's like specific to Tony. Like he's the only person I've ever seen throw that elbow that hard.
Yeah,
and Edson Barbosa.
Tarek Safford didn't hit me with that. A lot taller than me. He pushed me. He pushed like my shoulders to the point where he get a strike in her, and he crushed it. I feel like you getting hit up top with a fucking skillet. But Tony vicious at it, and I think that I think Tony can just do enough stuff to frustrate him and agitate him that he don't know how to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe make a cut open.
He just annoyed me, and I didn't like. You know what I mean? It's hard to deal with it. Like you knock a motherfucker down, they bounce right back up. They do weird shit.
Yeah.
Forrest, what are your thoughts?
Man, I just hope they can pull it off, make it happen. But yeah, I mean, I will tell a Tony story here. We were wrestling one day, and he, you know how like when somebody's trying to guillotine you, you just push over the legs and you sometimes mount them, and they'll still be. He arm triangled me from mount. I was on top of him, and he made me tap from triangle. I have no idea. It started like from a front headlock position, and I pushed in. I think he could maybe actually make Khabib second guess his shots with that kind of Darce crazy arm triangle thing he's got.
Yeah. Let's not forget that who was it? Poirier, damn near guillotine Khabib. I don't care what he says. Like that guillotine was really close, and he caught him on it, and I think I don't know. Tony Ferguson's guillotine is way better. His transition from guillotine to Darce, to front headlock, back to arm triangle, like that weird game of being able to seamlessly transition between all those techniques. I think that will definitely wear Khabib out.
His arms are longer too.
Yes, exactly. It's the weird, long, strange, skinny arms.
What are the odds on that? What are the odds on the Tony fight?
He's an underdog for sure. He's a dog, I think.
But he's not like 4-1 or nothing like that.
No, right? it's like I don't know. I think it's 150 or something like that. Maybe more.
That's almost easy. If it was like if it was like 4-1 odds, I would bet on Ferguson.
Yeah. Well, if a lot of people, because what I've seen is everybody's in Khabib fever, and like I hang out with a lot of Arabs. And a lot of like Iranians, and everyone is so psyched about Khabib.
They love him.
They love him. So I feel like the line will move if everybody like jumps on and bets Khabib. The line will move, and maybe you can catch Tony at 4-1.
Man, I bet 500. I can lose $500 to fucking win $2,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That'd be nice.
As far as Usman Masvidal, who do you think wins that fight?
It's a tough one, man. I mean, Usman, like when I think about Usman fight, I think of the Damian Maia fight. If Masvidal can stay out in the open and get off, he got the fastest hands and the best boxing, definitely in welterweight, but maybe in the entire UFC as far as just pure boxing. And if Usman thinks he's going to stand outside and box with Masvidal, it's going to be a problem. And I think he's smart enough, and I think he's disciplined enough, as Forrest said, to make sure he get into the clinch and get to the legs. And even if you don't get it, keep him from being in open.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta take Masvidal out of the boxing ring immediately.
I can see a lot of
hard to take down against Octagon too.
I can see Usman doing a lot of like fade back, and then shoot. I can see like that would be the strategy. If I was coaching Usman, I'd be like, all right, let's pretend we're going to box, but then we're not really boxing. You know what I mean? Throw your jab out there, keep a high guard, strong guard, and then bait him into throwing a combination so you could get down on a single, double. I think double is the play of the night for Usman.
Yeah, because if you go single leg, he's gonna be too strong at defending it. If he tries to box with Usman, I think it'll be the first time Usman gets finished in his career. If he try to box.
I agree.
Not knockout, but maybe TKO.
Well, I mean, I think Masvidal will put numbers on him if he can bait him into a boxing match and stay disciplined to not overextend himself, and that's hard for 5 rounds. To not overextend himself and step, where you step too heavy on your feet and then the guy can tackle into you, like that's going to be he's going to have to kind of dance on the outskirts. Could be kind of a boring fight for a few rounds,
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. There's certain guys that if they take you down, like we talked about Roy McDonald. When Roy McDonald took me down, the first thing popped in my mind, oh, fuck. Grab his hands, grab his earlobe, grab his motherfucking anything to stay close, because if you don't, when that motherfucker come down with those punching elbows, it's going to be a problem. If Damian Maia takes you down, oh, shit, he can submit me. When Usman takes you down, I don't know if he has an oh, shit factor from Masvidal.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. He doesn't have the strategy.
Down and spends one whole round there, it's still 3, 4, or 2 rounds to be on their feet doing, you know what I mean? You got to restart at some point back on your feet.
I thought, going back to Usman, though, I think he does have a 25-minute gas tank.
He's got a discipline. He structures and fractions the round very well.
Yes.
Very well.
He can, the way he did it to RDA and yourself, he shot at exactly the right time. He got the takedown when the other guy was starting to punch a little bit. Oh, no, I'm going to get that takedown. Oh, I'm going to punch a little bit. He does a good job of making things happen at his pace when he wants them to.
You know what it is?
I watched a lot of his fight against Leon Edwards, and I can sit here and be I'm the best, whatever.
but I took a lot of notes from the way Usman fought Leon Edwards. A lot of notes. Because he really had a perfect strategy. And Leon Edwards was still in the fight. You know what I mean? You know, it wasn't a landslide, but he made the right choices, and he'll exhaust himself in the right moments. When he knows it's important for that takedown, he'll go to the second and third attempt, or he'll grab the wrist, and he'll make it his business to keep you down if it's important. If it's not, then he'll let you back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really like point fighting for wrestling. It's a little bit St. Pierre-esque, right? Where you're just like, he does a good strategy to get the takedown, like, you know what I mean, late in the round, like show the judges that you're being dominant. Yeah, it's clever. And that the boxing against Colby, that Usman did, really was like a wake-up call to the rest of the division, you included, that, hey, this guy has, he beat Colby at boxing, sorta. Right? Sorta, kind of.
I mean, even the clip I saw, I've seen one clip of our fight when I'm gonna get the cage. Just the way he was just swinging at me, I'm like, will you let him fucking do that shit to you, dog? Like a lot of those moments were like, the fuck?
Yeah, but I don't think that the same Woodley showed up, bud. Just so you know.
I mean, I wasn't.
I
never said it like that.
You have bad nights, and I think that was one of your bad nights.
I know I can talk
and it was one of his good ones.
I respect you guys. But you never hear me talk about, like, making excuses and stuff in the fight.
No.
I just said that he went out there, he had a game plan no matter what was going on with me, and he executed. No. And until I get myself back in position to go out there and fight and show you guys what I'm made of, I got to let him have that. I got to let him hold on to that. I got to hold the L.
Do you think you think you're better when you don't like the person?
I haven't had anybody I didn't like, though.
Well, I mean, you and Darren Till kind of went at it, right?
I like Darren Till, though. I respected him. I just didn't like that he was I didn't like that he was buying into the whole vibe. Like, it was like he's sold out the arena, everybody want to watch him. He could be the next Conor, and he don't want to see his kids. And I'm like, I knew I had to humble him. You know what I mean? Leon Edwards just annoys me. He's fucking annoying. He's a guy that was such my fan and so respectful, and then all of a sudden he drank the fucking corny champagne, and now he's doing what he thinks he's supposed to do. And I just hate a motherfucker that do what they think they should do. What you want to do, be yourself. Like, imagine when you gotta wake up and say, "Who I am is not good enough. I gotta fucking make this character."
Did you get mad?
Would you be in?
Hold on. Did you get mad at your mom for hugging Usman afterwards?
No, I got mad. At that time, I was mad that she told him it was his time, because I'm like, no, I'm fucking coming back to fucking him up. I'm fucking tell him, no, it ain't his time, motherfucker. You didn't shoot him out your motherfucking body. I'm your son. Don't fucking tell this motherfucker, it's your time now. It's your time. No, that was his night. That's it.
Your night, not your time.
That was your night, motherfucker. Let's switch that up. But no, my mom's always done that. Like, my mom, like, sent messages to fucking all my opponents every week on Facebook. Like, she still does. Nate Marquardt and Steele and Edwards and fucking Usman. I got a fucking hawk right above my mom. I live in the woods for real, dog. Hey, as we've been talking, it's been a hawk hovering over my house. My neighbor's got a fucking pond that I hate that floods my yard. 10 chipmunks have ran across my feet.
Nice.
Like, all at once.
Sounds like you're the perfect place for a quarantine, though.
I'm in quarantine city.
Man, what were you going to ask about his mom?
I wasn't mad because that's her character. She wasn't doing something for clout. That's how she is. But I was mad. The only thing that made me mad, she's like, it's your time now. He had his time. It's your time now. You better be ready to defend. I'm like, hold on, I'm scared. That was his night.
Yeah.
No. My time, and my knuckles actually too.
Yeah, I was kind of annoyed at your mom too, but I love your mom, but I was like, no, that's come on.
You can't say you annoyed at my mom.
A little bit, because I like this, to be honest, no, because I'm on Team Woodley. I mean, no, I'm always on Team Woodley, and I thought that was a little bit like, she was like,
it was too much
with him. I mean, and she was like drinking champagne with him, and she was twerking. And I was like, you know what, this is not right. This is not cool.
Man, he's trying to test me to see what he can joke me about.
Yeah.
I know what you're doing, but I passed the test.
Now, Mayhem's sister, I know that Mayhem got arrested a couple times for beating up his sister. Did she ever? Remember your sister put you in a headlock or something, or what happened?
No, you got it backwards. I won that one. I put her in a headlock. But
now,
she still has the record on me though.
Did she ever celebrate with some of your opponents?
Yeah. No.
No. Okay. All right. That's
Yeah.
good.
No. That was my mom.
I mean, I had to say something to my mom the other day. I was like, Mom, I love you. And I know when I first started fighting, I refrained maybe from saying fuck. But at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what people think about me because they're always going to change what they think. I said, Mom, I'm not doing this for people. I'm doing this for my legacy. I'm doing this for my kids. So sometimes the word fuck drives a point home stronger that if somebody really fucks with you, they're not going to stop dealing with you and following you because you say the word fuck. I said, so I get it. You want me to talk the way I want to talk away from camera, but you want me to conform to something more PG-13 for our fans and viewers because I got a lot of loyal fans, and I get that. But I'm at the point now that I've been at positions where they told me I was a #1 prospect in Strike Force and watch out for this guy. He's going to be a future champion. And then like that, he's boring. He complains. He's a whiner.
Yep.
He's
this, he's that. And I've been the same motherfucker the whole time. So
Well, you'll be
what I
happy to
try-
know that we're still in this podcast is still in everybody loves us phase because we don't have enough fans and the standard.
Well, y'all should have brought me on then, because you're going to get a motherfuckers.
No, I'm glad. No, we're real happy. We're real happy to have you on board.
One thing I think people upset about is they sometimes say that you think everything's racist. That's what sometimes people say about you. And I was like, dude, I look, Tyron Woodley is not,
I don't think everything's racist. I think that if I statistically make a point that was facts behind it, you got to look and see it about the facts. It's not race. It's just a different set of cards. I have a different set of cards than Conor. Conor has his own deck of cards that nobody ever would contact and touch. Not because nobody would have that star power, but he's such a gorilla with the sales, but he's also a gorilla to deal with. You know what I mean? So I don't think the UFC will ever give somebody that type of power again. Ronda Rousey had a different set of cards. John Jones doesn't have the same set of cards as Conor McGregor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? He's going to get probably bashed a little bit and thrown on the bus a little bit. So, like, when I say stuff, people don't want to hear it because sometimes people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear anybody, anytime, anywhere, fight anybody. We don't care if my motherfucking kneecap came out of the socket and jumped to my other leg. I'm ready to go. You know what I mean? Anybody can get it. They want to hear what they've been cultured and trained to hear. And
wait, Adam, what did he say was racist that wasn't?
No, sometimes
wasn't racist.
Sometimes, look, I know Tyron. I know he's not racist at all. Like he's not a racist person.
But I never say racist. They just assume that where I'm coming from is I'm saying because I'm black. But I never say this was race. I say, okay, name me right now. Let's do a trivia. Name me right now anybody who's had a title and has been out less than 12 months and had an interim belt put in their weight. Name me one champion.
You just said there wasn't nobody.
Tyron Woodley.
That's racist.
The black one.
That's not racist. That's just in the cases dealing with me. How many #1 contenders did I actually face? Not the money fights, the actual true #1 contenders. At one point in time, I had the belt for the longest amount of days out of every champion. So when you look at this person, Michael Bisping can defend his belt against Dan Henderson, who wasn't even in the top 15, when it was a clear top 5 that was ready and willing to fight. How is that the cards the same? How can I not fight? So you're saying
that your relationship with Dana is not quite as good?
No, actually, I talked to Dana yesterday. Nah. Dana likes me when what he wants me to do agrees with what I think is good for me, and when I don't, we have a misunderstanding. But it's okay. You have misunderstandings in business. I don't have no problem with Dana. I actually checked on him yesterday. But at the end of the day, I don't have any things personal. Business to me is not personal. If Dana said I was this and nobody wants to watch Tyron fight, and then 5 minutes later he want to pay me $2 million to fight Khabib, you're gonna see me sign that dotted line. And let's have a drink. That's fucking. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna take it personal. So people think because I'm black and I point out factual things that in these cases, a person in a similar circumstance, like you can't compare yourself to Conor. Like I can say, well, Conor did. I'm not Conor. None of us are. Nobody can compare yourself to Conor. He's going to get way more passes than us because guess what? Nobody's done the amount of pay-per-views he's done ever. So that's an outlier. But if I say, okay, look at Anthony Pettis, my teammate, he was out for almost 2 years. No interim belt was put in his division. He came back and fought this person on this day. Those are facts. You got to look at the facts. That's not black and white. But people, it's easy. It's better media.
Now, when you were calling out Canelo Alvarez, was that for real? Was that for real?
Who wouldn't fight Canelo Alvarez for that kind of money? You think I care about getting knocked out if it happened, if it went that way, for fucking $5-7 million?
But did you think
you think you could beat him? I think I got a chance to knock anybody the fuck out. But do I think I'm a better boxer? No. Right. So I think if it comes down to 12 rounds, I'm gonna fucking outclass and outbox him.
You don't think by round 6? You don't think by round 6 you double leg him though? Like you don't think like you get fired up and? No, I'll take my L if it came down to it, but I wouldn't go into the fight just thinking I had to knock him out to win. Like this was an actual real topic. The UFC didn't boost it up, but Canelo's camp said they would fight me. Wow. So me and the people at Wildcard Boxing, this was a thing that was actually on the table at one point in time. So we were prepared, like, all right, well, this is how you have to fight him. Because you can try to hit him. Look at Jacobs. Jacobs missed 1 million times. This is how you got to fight him. This is what you need to do. We got to do a lot of running. We got to do a lot of conditioning, a lot of bag work. Like, it would basically be me taking a break from MMA and only boxing at that point in time. So, yeah, I would definitely fight Canelo. I still would fight him. Oh, my God. That's awesome. Yeah.
I know, but the way they sell the fight is not to say, do I think I'm going to win? No. You have to, right?
I didn't say that. I said I do think I'm going to win. I never fucking walk out there think I'm going to lose. I said, do I think I'm a better boxer than him?
No. Right.
No, I'm not. Is he a better MMA fighter than me? No. You know what I mean? But one thing I have
that I can who wouldn't get knocked out for I don't care if I get knocked out. That's not a good way to sell the fight. You could be like,
no, I didn't know I was selling the fight. I thought I was talking to friends.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, but I want to see you get $100 million to fight Canelo Alvarez too, you know?
You know what? I can say that about any fight because at the end of the day, if you ask anybody, if I ask this old lady right here walking this fucking, I got a lot of old people in my neighborhood. I see the old ass lady walking this dog.
Good.
If I say, hey, would you fight me for $2 million? She gonna drop her hand and throw them hands up. That's I'm not saying that I'm scared to fight him or I think I'm gonna lose. No, I'm gonna train to win because guess what? You can get that one payday, but what happened when I beat him? Rematch factor. Now I can fight Triple G or I can fight somebody else. Yeah, you want to win.
Right.
Conor went out there to lose to Mayweather.
Man, is it racist that I was hoping that Conor would judo throw Mayweather?
Yeah, totally. Totally racist. Now,
being racist to Armenians.
Now, yeah. I've seen you, Tyron, with some of the most beautiful women I've seen in my life. But they all look annoyed. Every time I see you, they look like.
Because you're there.
You ain't seen me with no women, man.
All right, I've never seen the beautiful women.
What you talking about?
Okay, now I know you're trying to get rid of the drama. Are you single now, or you committed to a girl? What's going on?
Man, look at these people walking in my neighborhood. These motherfuckers. Hey, they so peaceful around here. Look at it.
Tell me about the chipmunks again.
I don't know none of my neighbors' names. All I know is Ed and Marlon right across the street.
I guess that's the answer right there.
Yeah, these motherfuckers right here are some assholes because they literally flood my yard every fucking chance they
get. Build a wall.
Do you think you were better when you didn't like the guy? Like I know that you and Tito had your rivalry. Did that definitely? Were you a better fighter when you didn't like your opponent or when you liked your opponent?
Me? Oh, it didn't matter for me. I didn't care.
Who didn't you like?
Man, there's a lot of people I don't. I actually started liking people less after we fought, too,
Oh, really?
I got along with Quentin pretty well when we were doing the show together. I was like, he's all right. He's all right. And then after, I was like, I don't know, man. I thought he was going to fight me in, like, a hotel lobby one time.
That's ridiculous.
Wait, what happened?
It's a long story, but here's what I always try to do, Adam. I wouldn't say anything bad or mean about anybody during training camp. And it's just not my brand, if you will. But I would just, not say a thing. This dude's tough, man. I'm really, the whole, playing this down thing. And then you show up Tuesday, fight week, and then if you want to start giving it to him, you give it to him. Don't do what Bisbing always did, where he would talk shit months and months out. Dude, that does motivate somebody. You're talking shit to me? I don't want to be.
That's true. That's true.
I'm motivated to work my ass off to beat your ass. But,
Right.
keep it easy. And then Tuesday, when you show up and fight, yeah, I'm going to knock your ass out. That's what's up. Then it's too late for them to go train about it. There's nothing.
Damn, that's smart.
Right? It's too late.
Clever.
That's fucking smart.
All right, that's the strategy from now on, guys.
In college football, they call it billboard material, right? You don't give your opponents billboard material until it's too late for them to prepare for it, or a locker room, or, oh, this guy said.
When a motherfucker talks shit about me, that makes me want to train hard.
Yeah.
Like Leon and fucking Till, like that makes me want to go berserk.
Yeah, that's why Usman kind of didn't get under your skin.
I mean, do anybody even know him yet?
Nah, kind of. They think he's a Nigerian immigrant.
But here's, I think, the one issue with the UFC right now is that, Forrest, when you were on The Ultimate Fighter and it was brand new, I feel like that was really because people didn't really know MMA fighters until they saw you guys. They said, oh, that's the cop, and that's the guy who works at this, and that's the trainer, and it put a real personality behind people. I feel like that's what's kind of missing right now in the UFC.
You got to have the personality, though. You can't, force somebody to have something they don't have.
Even if you don't have the personality, you like a guy like Ryan Hall, like you end up liking the person based on the fact that you can relate to him. Whereas now you got a lot of good fighters, but people aren't connected with them.
See, I don't know
if they got a personality and they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they're kind of forcing everybody to sort of make a personality in a way.
I don't know. See, no, that's people. I gotta disagree with both you guys. I think that's people seeing what's working and trying to emulate that.
Yeah,
it works because you're never gonna be a good Conor McGregor or a good Ronda Rousey. You got to be a good dude. Like the dude that people like. Who's the guy? He asked for camo shorts from Reebok. Remember that guy?
Yeah, I like him.
That's straight up him. He's just like
something nasty, right?
Camo shorts. That's him being him. And you know what? People responded. People liked that. Hey, that was a cool thing. You kind of go to it from that angle. What I will tell you is there's a lot of people looking for the space now. There's 500 people in UFC. There's 700 fighters I can think of that I actually know, right? When I came up, it felt like there were 40 of us, It felt like there's like Rich Franklin and BJ Penn and George, and George Pierre was new, it was like there were less people, right? So it was a less crowded field. Now you got to maybe do a little more than you had to do to get noticed because there's such a big pack of people.
Yeah, well, now they do, it's corporatized where now they do, I was talking about it with Adam yesterday, that the fact that they do these press tours that last 6 weeks, you know what I mean? It's like a comedy tour where they just go and talk shit, or no, 6 months. Like we've been doing Khabib versus Ferguson promos for like fucking 10 years now. You know what I mean? Like it's part of the deal. It's just a hype factory that now you have to come up with some crazy stuff to say because you got time to fill, and so everyone has to have a personality, a character.
You know what I'm hearing, Jay? Mayhem was ahead of his time.
Oh yeah.
You were so
Hey, quick question.
Listen, I'm always.
Did you guys laugh when Tony kicked that fucking belt though?
Yeah.
Khabib, like, get that bullshit out of here.
Yeah, and he called him fake Mexican. I laughed multiple times. Yeah, it's definitely it's a different era of MMA now, and I'm adjusting to it, and I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more and more. And Adam is insane about it. So
you would be really a billionaire right now, Mayhem. In the state of our fucking MMA right now, oh my god.
I know. Well, I'm still I'm just trying to be the best thousandaire I can
be. I'm trying to be 100-aire.
Yeah, me too, bud.
7 cars and 4. And who lives in the 4 houses?
My mom. I bought this house. My mom's house. And
you don't know who lives in the houses?
No, I'm just trying to, because you trying to get information out of me that low key.
I know. He's trying to do your tax preparedness.
Right? What, you don't know who lives in the houses you bought?
The IRS watching.
Okay, so you should know who lives in the houses you bought, no?
This house I live in. My mother has a house. I bought 2 houses, dog. 2.
Oh, I thought it was 4. I guess you got rid of 2 during the podcast.
2. I bought this house and I bought my mom's house.
I mean, Fo Baroni thinks that we all have SARS right now. So, I mean, that's not the question.
I tried with Fo Baroni one time. He is lights, camera, action.
No, he really thinks. He goes, what? Everyone has SARS now? We're like, no, it's coronavirus. He really thought everyone has SARS. I'm not kidding. That's so. Yeah.
Well, I think we kind of
back then, like you were with.
Why you keep trying to stretch this long?
I know.
We had like
did it up.
5
Like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do?
Adam like, so man, what about the time you got locked up? Tyron,
yeah. I know.
I'm lonely. I'm really lonely.
He's lonely, and he's really like,
Go take care of your daughter.
Go do some fucking Corona push-ups, man.
Thank you, Tyron. Yeah. Thank you, Forrest. Thank you, Mayhem. This is
God bless you guys, man. That was great podcast. It went way too long, but man, that was fucking insightful. Thank you guys very much. You guys are legends of the sport.
Well, I love you guys.
Love you guys.
Good to see all you guys. Later.
Hell yeah, Boris.
We got Mayhem, of course. This is brought to you by Speedweed, by the way. Marijuana do they deliver in California? Get it delivered right to you because right now, don't go outside. Stay inside. We got Mayhem and the beautiful Kyra Batara, who is it's Kyra. I always call you Kyra, right? It's not Kyra?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Mayhem, if you don't know, Kyra is she was a wrestler in high school. I think she was a state champ.
I got second. Finalist. State finalist.
State finalist. She's half Filipino, half Mexican. Gorgeous girl. Then she made it to like Combate and Ryzen. Started off like 3-3. Was like kind of feeling her way. Won like 5 in a row for Combate. Crazy move.
6 in a row.
6 in a row.
Wow.
Was doing like Eddie Bravo twisters. Crazy. And then they cut her for no reason. Now she hasn't fought in a year and a half. And she's a professional wrestler in Vegas with her boyfriend, who's a great wrestler. But it makes no sense because she's one of the best 105-pounders in the world, and I don't get it.
Why did they cut you? What's that all about?
I don't know. I was fighting. My contract was under 105, and then I decided to move up in weight at 115 because I had missed weight my previous fight. Moved up to 115, and I called out the girl that was supposed to be the 115-pound champ. She was the next up for the belt. And I was like, look, I want to fight 115 now. Melly Martinez, I want that fight. 115 is now my division. Right after I called her out, they cut me.
Whoa.
They speak Spanish. They told me, they're like, we're just not interested. You just don't have what we need anymore. It's just not a good fit. You're hard to deal with. And I was like, what?
Interesting. And that was your management, like, talk to them, or you talked directly, or how did that go down?
They talked to my mom, actually. My mom was managing me, but I was also with Iridium, and they said the same thing to Iridium.
Huh.
So
I understand. Yeah, it seems like you were stuck in a political quagmire because you might be able to beat their star. So they, and they were pushing.
But I don't speak Spanish.
And they also speak Spanish, and so that's a big deal for them.
Yeah.
Huh. That's super interesting. Like, you're pulling back the curtain right now on that organization. That's interesting.
And that's what's frustrating.
And Combate was founded by the guy who started the UFC, right? It was
Campbell McLaren. And he just retweeted. So I post on Twitter. I've been like killing my TikTok videos. I post a super cute TikTok video on my Twitter, and then he retweeted it just 2 days ago and was like, Kyra Batara will sure to bring you a smile every day. And I was like, you cut me. You got rid of me.
Oh.
Do you think your mom, as your manager, was like conflict there? Was she driving them crazy? Was that kind of?
I think that's a part of it for sure. I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't think I'm personally hard to deal with. I never really say anything.
Well, so you wouldn't think about coming back to MMA, the MMA world? I mean, I'm sure you're pretty happy over there, but
I would like to. I want to get 1 or 2 more fights in. I had 3 concussions in a year, this past year. So it was one of those things where I was going to be making a third of what I was making for Combate for Invicta. So I was like, do I really want to take this pay cut and fight for Invicta or wait for a better offer? I don't have a fight camp right now. I was focusing on wrestling, making that transition, which is completely different training wise. So it's just kind of weighing out my options and seeing what opportunities present itself.
Well, you're young and you're adorable. It makes, how old are you? 20 something?
25.
25. I mean, you're still.
Yeah, there's some years left in the tank right there. But, you know, it'd be a different transition to get back to MMA. Yeah, that's interesting, huh? Is your mom still managing you?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. That might help you out a little bit. Sorry, Mom. But I'm sure you'll buy her a house later.
Her mom's super hot,
right.
too, by the way. Her mom is also super hot. Look, she's like teen mom. She's also 33 years old. They look like sisters. Like,
nice.
Yeah. But your boyfriend, now it's getting serious because since I've known you, you had about 35 boyfriends. But this guy seems like he's a professional wrestler. Seems like this is the one, right?
I love him, and we've been in quarantine for 3 weeks together now, and I'm like, if we survive this, then it'll be it. But we're waiting until we get released from quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, the quarantine
It's
inside
rough.
that car seems a little bit rough.
Yeah. Yeah, why are you?
We're in a 1-bedroom apartment together.
Are you driving Uber right now? What's going on? Why are you in the car?
He's in the apartment, and I'm like, the walls are so thin, and I'm like, he's playing his video games right now, so I'm like, I'm gonna go downstairs.
Nice.
Oh yeah. So we get screwed with the Wi-Fi because he wants to be in video games. Got it. I got it. I see how this is going. No, but you guys are a very cute couple. Are you guys tag team partners?
We have done tag stuff together. We haven't lately, but we did a whole little storyline together.
What's your wrestling gimmick? Like, what's your thing?
Right now, so I was talking to one of the wrestlers the other day about this. I got thrown into wrestling without any training, without figuring out a gimmick, a name, anything. They needed a replacement. Someone pulled out. They needed someone to jump in for Gina Manzani. And I was like, sure, I'll do it. And then the promoter saw how many tickets I sold. He saw how I interacted with everyone. And he was like, look, how do you feel about doing this storyline? And I was like, sure, I'm not prepared, but yeah, let's do it. So I jumped in. I had 4 matches. And then I was like, all right, if I want to jump back into it, I need to really make sure I have everything down before my next match.
Do you know any moves? Or like, have you done any wrestling training?
Here and there, honestly, I was only going to Tuesday classes when my boyfriend would teach his class, and that was it.
Huh. What is the organization that you're working for called?
It's called Future Stars of Wrestling here in Vegas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that. You get concussed from MMA, or was that from
training? From training.
Oh,
yeah.
From kickboxing.
MMA.
From kickboxing or wrestling?
That was the crazy thing. So my first one I got was sparring at Extreme Couture, and it was from 2 guys sparring next to me crashed into me.
Oh, that's the worst.
Got a concussion, mild concussion, 2 weeks, good to go. 2 weeks later, I was cleared. The first day back, I said I was at 10th Planet, and I go, okay, if I roll with the instructor, Casey Halstead, no one will run into me. I'm with my coach, totally safe. I'm rolling with my coach. Uriah Hall comes and sweeps into the same spot in my head.
Damn.
His heel comes smashing down. So everything's been kind of a freak accident, but
yeah, maybe you have like some type of magnet in your head that we don't know about. Just like
maybe
it just pulls random assholes into slamming India. Sounds like a bummer. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
But that's where I kind of felt like a sign where it was like, how do all these incidents keep happening to me? Maybe I need to take some time away from MMA, go into this wrestling journey.
Remember that girl Heidi at my show, works for the UFC. She gave you the information. I said call her. Try to get. Did anything ever happen with that?
No, nothing. I was honestly really drunk that night, and I lost my card.
Oh my God.
I remember looking at pictures the next day, and I was like, oh my God, I was so drunk.
Now, you got into it quick, though. You got into it quick. You got into fighting. No college. You went right to fighting. 3 years later, you're fighting in Japan.
Yep.
That must have been, and Ryzen. Was that amazing or what?
I can't believe how much I've experienced at such a young age. I thank my parents every day for it. They got me into it at 13 years old. So I was homeschooled all through high school. I knew as soon as I graduate, like, I'm going to be an MMA fighter. I'm going to go on this journey. And I fought in Washington, Montana, Florida, Texas, California, Vegas, outside over at the D in Vegas, and then Japan. So I've had really cool experiences with MMA. I feel really fortunate, and that's where I look at my journey, and I know that it shouldn't be the end just because I got fired by some asshole.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you can stay in shape, and then if you can keep back into training, maybe there's something to open up for you, outside the pro wrestling world. It seems like you got something going.
Now, I saw that you have an OnlyFans account. What's going on here?
So my OnlyFans, I have been unemployed for 2 weeks now because this fucking coronavirus. What do we do? I was like, how am I going to make money? I've been doing personal training sessions, but there's only so many people I can train that are being quarantined without exposing myself to everyone else. And so I've been super cautious, and I was talking to my boyfriend about it, and I was like, what do you think about us doing an OnlyFans? And honestly, I don't post anything nude. So a lot of people were really disappointed when they joined, and they're like, you don't post nude on here? I was expecting so much more. And I was like, the fact that you were expecting to see me naked for $10 a month is insane. Like, get the fuck out of here if you think that. So I think people join my OnlyFans that are big fans of mine, but I have a tip menu. So I was smart. I did a lot of research. I figured out how much I can make doing this. So as soon as you come into my page, welcome, you see a nice bikini picture of me and a tip menu. My tip menu is like $40 for a butt pic, $20 for a lingerie selfie. I have a boyfriend experience, you guys. I have a boyfriend experience. So I have
oh my God, how much does that cost? I'm going to log into my PayPal.
Text.
Wait, you're going to text? You're at like $50 and you'll text in the morning like, hey, boo, how you doing?
Wait, you'll text someone in the morning? Wait, is that what you said? You have a text experience?
It's called boyfriend experience in my tip menu.
This is so weird.
So what do you do? Complain about me do you like complain about me coming early and not paying attention to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's one you can pay for, which is I'll send you a message every morning, every night. Good morning, good night. And then the other level is a good morning, good night, picture throughout the day, and updates throughout the day.
All right. How much would it cost for you to bitch about who I like on Instagram and who I follow on Facebook? Yeah.
Wait, can I
and to berate me about my criminal history?
Wait, can I pay you to text other guys so that they think that like your girlfriend thinks they're cheating and then they break up with them?
Can I pay you to text his wife dick pics for him?
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
I feel like, bro, we live in the future and it sucks here. Like, it's weird. Yeah, man.
Hey, who can we break up?
Pandemic.
All right, what about who we just? All right, so I want you to text Tyron Woodley and be like, "You were great last night. This was awesome. Like whatever." And then like, "I love your rapping." Just all kinds of shit, right? Because we had Tyron on. We can fuck up everyone's relationships by it.
Yes. Yo, I'm into this. I'm into this new plan. Kyra could be on our team.
I mean, do you kind of feel bad for some of these guys though that they have to pay you to pretend to be their girlfriend?
So I charge for a lot of really dumb stuff, honestly. Yeah. I don't know why people keep subscribing.
Well, because, dude, you're an attractive lady, and like, you probably single-handedly have stopped like at least 10 mass shootings.
Yeah. But
probably, now these guys have a pretend girlfriend.
Probably like started 100 shootings into their fucking fans only account.
Into their socks.
Yeah. So, like, that's amazing. And then your boyfriend's cool with this?
He made one too.
Oh, okay.
Nice. I'm gonna follow him instead. I'm just gonna pay him $10 a month to smell his fingers.
Maybe this is your man. What do you think? Maybe
OnlyFans. You know what? I was gonna do a cameo and just like berate people and call them pieces of shit for $10 a go. But I don't know, man.
That's one go.
I
This is a month. This is an ongoing subscription, though. Like that's one cameo is like, I'll pay you $50. But these people seems like you're getting.
I don't know. I'm just afraid that eventually I'll just be flashing tubage. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just I don't know. I don't know how far I could go. Before I left to California, my dad told me like, "Hey, don't let me see you in no pornos." And I was like, I promised him I wouldn't. Remember that? But like now, the line of pornography and it's pretty blurry, isn't it?
Well, how many pornos have you made by your just in general? Just
Well, countless. I'm talking like at least 32 terabytes. And that's not 4K.
so, but I'm happy though because Kyra, this guy seems like a nice guy. He seems like a solid dude. You seem happy.
Do you guys make sex tapes?
Maybe.
Oh, so you're telling me out there on the cloud, you're doing some dirty porno? All right, say no more.
Why you can't
Say no more.
This is why you don't homeschool your kids, honestly.
I know. This is what happens to them.
Yeah,
I mean, and her wrestle offs were terrible.
Yeah, how did you take second in the state? I'm part of the homeschool wrestling team. Who did you wrestle with?
I wrestled so I went to my local high school for the first year, for my freshman year. And then I went to a home-based school, so they were still letting me wrestle for that school.
What's a home-based school?
It's like charter school, basically.
So you were the hot chick that just showed up for wrestling?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
I would just come wrestle.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did beauty school. All I did my senior year, is beauty school.
Wait, what's beauty?
And that's how I graduated.
Wait, you actually learned, you wanted to be like a makeup and hair person?
Cosmetologist.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? It kind of made you really studied up for your future careers, huh? You're a really bright lady.
I was ready.
Oh man. Yeah.
No. You kept getting kicked out of gyms, right? Because you've been at 8 gyms in Vegas.
Hold on.
Why do you keep getting thrown out of gyms? What's going on?
I've only been thrown out of one gym.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I've just been bouncing around. It's hard. I'm little, so it's hard.
What? Wait. You just skipped right over it though. What'd you get thrown out for? You break some little filly's heart?
No, it was like a manager issue thing.
But then you started your own gym, like your renegade gym of people that got thrown out of other gyms.
Wait, what?
Didn't you start your own gym of people who got thrown out of their gyms? Like you had like a gym that was like not really in a gym. There was like a gym that you started, right? Didn't you have your own gym at one point?
No.
Oh, I thought you were teaching classes somewhere or like.
Oh, I was teaching classes. It's at Silver Wolf. It's at Stephen Bonner's gym.
Oh my God. Well, what's that like?
I don't coach there anymore.
That's wild.
Wait, what happened there?
They were trying. Have you heard of Self-Made Gym?
No.
Yeah.
Self-Made is like it's basically like a 24-hour fitness, but only for personal training. So they have a full gym. They have bags, a cage, kettlebells, a mat, but they want the whole gym to be based off personal training. So you pay $50 a month to join this gym, but then you have to pay a trainer to get one-on-ones.
Right.
And so I was teaching classes, but I don't have enough clients for it to be sustainable for me to be working there.
That's crazy.
When I could just be pocketing everything if I do house calls.
Right.
Yeah. It's a pretty clever ploy for whoever owns the gym. Yeah. Pretty clever.
Are you nervous that some of the people of your OnlyFans people are gonna like have the girlfriend experience and then hire you for personal training, and the next thing I know, they really think that you're their girlfriend?
I've been worried about that. Yeah.
Man, I know
it's
it's a
good during
real blurry
quarantine.
line.
I can't go anywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy. Mayhem, any advice for this? Because like Mayhem, you watch Bully Beatdown as a kid or when you were younger? Did they allow you to watch that?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Mayhem Miller has been.
He knows who Mayhem is. God bless America.
Yeah.
You got to do this every time awkwardly with every guest that we have, and just assume they know who Mayhem is. Okay, I'm not that unfamous yet. Jesus Christ. Bro.
Okay. Well, thank you. Do you
It
have any
hurt my
advice-
heart every time.
do you have any advice for this young, beautiful fighter?
No, she's doing her thing. She's figuring it out. And I just hope that we have some type of opportunity for you in the future because you're so charismatic. You're so good at fighting that, you know, I hope that we have a great opportunity for you in the future. We'll stay in touch for sure.
You're also,
Thank you.
You're also a black belt or brown belt, right?
I should. Oh my gosh, I didn't even get to talk to you about my last tournament. So I took like a year off from MMA, and then I got a text saying, "Hey, one of my kid is competing at Naga next week. Can you come coach him? He would love to have you there." And I was like, "Oh, it's next week? I'll do it." So I haven't trained in a year, and I was like, let's do Naga. So I did Naga. I won double gold, gi and no gi. And the next day I got asked to do submissions on the shore. I don't know if you heard about it, but it's on a cruise ship on the Queen Mary. And it's the best purple and brown belts at 115 pounds, 16 woman bracket for $3,000. And I trained for like a week. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. I did it. I won my first match by armbar, won my second one by Americana, won my third one in overtime, and made it to the finals. I won fight of the night. Everyone was super impressed, and I was like, man, this is 1 week of training.
Oh my God, girl, we gotta get you back in the room. Like, oh,
I know.
Man. Can't just use you as a pro wrestler.
No, Mayhem
you just come off the bench like that.
Mayhem's managing fighters right now. He's
really
coaching fighters. This might be your star. You have no girl fighters, right?
Man, I know. I don't have any female fighters. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Let's go.
Oh, awesome. It's the 10th Planet style mostly, and you're wrestling, of course. But
yeah, I'm like,
okay.
I consider myself a scrappler.
Nice.
A scrappler. I like that. A scrappler. I never heard that.
Me too. I know. She coined that. I think that's her. She stole it from whoever.
By the way,
it's hers now.
By the way, tonight on Fight Pass, Chael Sonnen is going forward with his submission underground tonight.
Oh, really? With the Corona?
Yeah.
That motherfucker. No, I love him. I love him so much.
Yeah.
But he like sent me a message on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, I just want to check in. How's the family?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm doing great, but also I never got my SUG belt from you."
Oh. Well, yeah.
I'm like, I won like
oh my God. Are
so
you hearing
he
that?
got the belt. I didn't get a belt.
Oh, so you won. But by the way, so here's the lineup, Mayhem. It's Kevin Casey against Craig Jones.
I read this, yeah.
Ellenberger against Ben Igley. It was supposed to be against Carlos Condit, but then that didn't happen. And then Chris Lencioni against Logan Skinner. It's a lot of guys. It's crazy, though. So I guess Chael's going to be the only commentator. No one's allowed except for those two in the ring. And every fighter is going to be quarantined in their own, trailer outside.
They should just be grappling in hazmat suits at this point. You know what I mean? Like, or actually, like, you grapple in one room and I'll grapple in the other, and we'll just webcam it. But we both put the dummies, those grappling dummies, filled with alcohol. You got to put some rubbing alcohol all over your body. Yeah, that's what they should do. Instead of like oil wrestling, we should just have like hand sandy grappling. Like sandy grappling.
No, Kyra, I'll say this though, right? Are you here? Are you here still? Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Dude.
No matter how broke you get or no matter how bad it gets, don't do porn, okay?
Oh, no.
Okay?
Nah, come on.
I'm not even
about that.
posting nude pictures, so.
Yeah, don't post anything new.
Much to the chagrin of everyone.
Yeah, I know people are going to hate me for this, but you're too good for you're too cute. I knew you when you were 18 years old.
I think
can't.
about it when I was like 16.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's been grooming you for a while.
Right? Well, man, we can't have that. Yeah, you're way too good for that. So, yeah.
And that's why my whole OnlyFans, it's exclusive content. It's still like sexy. It's still fun. Like I'm baking cupcakes tonight in booty shorts. So you can watch me make cupcakes in booty shorts.
Give me a password. Just give me the free password. Yeah. Give me a promo code. Give me 2 promo codes.
Cupcakes and booty shorts. Man, why don't you do that? I can see you making cupcakes and booty shorts. I think people would like it.
I'm what do you mean? I'm wearing them right now. I've got another phone over there for my OnlyFans account and they're just looking at the fruit basket shot. You know what I mean? From up, balls, shaft, and face. That's just how the ladies like it.
Oh my God. By the way, but you know what though, Kyra? I did get a little concerned about you because last week I saw you with the Thunder from Down Under, and you were grabbing guys' packages and what?
Oh, what?
Yeah, she was with her fucking girl squad of Mexican.
I'm the worst. I'm the worst ever.
And they were like, you were like fucking, you had deep throating guys and stuff. Like what, like what's going on there?
I love male strippers.
Awesome. What an empowered young lady that she is, just to admit that. I don't think many women admit that, but if I was a girl, I would be all over them.
Did you see my talk on my Instagram, Adam?
No, I just saw the picture. I saw the picture of you just like grabbing some guy's fucking package with a big smile on your face, and I was like, I was kind of hot. I'm not gonna run. I mean, not just the fact
I guess your boyfriend is kind of swingy, huh?
It was like it was her and like 6 Mexican like hotties that are like all 5'3" with like big tits, and they're all like fucking groping these men. Most of them were probably gay, but I mean, you guys were just like, it was like the Transformer. You guys have like a group of women. What was that like? What were you guys?
Me and 2 fighters, Heather Weber and Chino Van Hoos. Chino is dating Vince Morales in the UFC, and then Heather was like a personal trainer for Uriah Faber's gym in Sacramento. But she's a badass too. All my girlfriends could kick everyone's ass.
So you guys went and like attacked these male strippers?
Pretty much. I mean, I'm definitely the aggressive one in the group.
Nice.
I was talking, and he was like, "Kyra, you're a lot. You're a lot. Anytime you're with," I was like, "Yeah."
And your boyfriend was cool with this? He didn't care that you were like molesting these guys or anything?
No. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that sounded.
He doesn't say much.
He didn't say much.
We had a cheers. Well, honestly, it was like the last night. It was the last night before we knew everything was going to get locked down too. And he was like, "Have fun with your girlfriends. This is probably going to be the last girls' night for a long time." And sure enough, it was the next day that we were told that we were on lockdown.
Now, is he a male stripper too? Isn't it like he might be a male?
I wish. He's got some really good dance moves.
But he doesn't know how to take his pants off in rhythm. Well, I know. It's a very complicated. You know, Adam, did I ever tell you that one time this girl that I was dating, she would not have sex with me until I like danced sexy to that one song, I wanna sex you up, you don't stop.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you that?
No.
It's a true story.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I was ashamed. And I know that you were a male stripper before.
I did one party, and then I like quit because the women.
Because the dancing barehead smelled bad. I remember that.
And because the women were too aggressive. They were all like, "Kyra, like, blow them," and I was enjoying it way too much, and I saw my future. I had a future. I'm like, this is gonna be addicting. So I had to stop. Sometimes you gotta know. See, that's where me and you different. You know, Mayhem. It's like I see. All right, this could be a lot of fun, but this is gonna get me in a lot of trouble. And you're like, fuck yeah, that's why. You go forward. Like, I pull back, and then you go, no, that's exactly, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all good.
Well,
so Kyra, all right. So after this quarantine's over, Mayhem is your new manager. You're gonna get her a fight, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know this was not my plan. But I mean, really, you know, I mean, we're just throwing plans out the goddamn window at this point because quarantine, we're all just grappling with ourselves, if you know what I mean, and I think you do. And you know, that's what we're doing. So yes, you know what, we're gonna get you a fight when the world goes normal.
Yes. Okay. Good. And nice. I like it. Maybe ONE FC might be the place for her to be.
Maybe.
They pay pretty well, and they love her over there. So
hell yeah.
Well, listen, Kyra, where can people find your OnlyFans or your Twitter or your Instagram?
Everything's the same. Kyra Batara on Twitter, Instagram. OnlyFans is in my bio on my Instagram, so check that out. It's only $12.95 a month. I put out stuff on the daily. Watch my videos. Watch me bake cupcakes tonight in my short shorts.
Awesome. I'm just gonna use Adam's password if that's okay.
I have 3 different accounts.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Well,
all right, Kara.
well, be safe and thank you so much.
All right, bye guys.
Bye. She's great.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, adorable, right?
Oh yeah, she's great. Like, bro, yeah, this quarantine is really like grinding the world to a halt, and I think that we're giving a little bit of joy to everybody who's sitting at home on their fucking couches.
And aren't you happy you're meeting all these people for the first time?
It's a blast, bro. Between Forrest Griffin dropping mad knowledge, Tyron Woodley, like, I mean, we should have had him spit some bars, to be honest. We'll focus that energy, like to get his, and then
he's a good rapper, but I'm not sure. Like, I saw him freestyle on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
And I think he's better when he has it like.
Yeah, I hear you. He's got his moves in the quiver, and then Kyra.
Probably get mad at me for saying that. So like.
Probably. But you can't please all the people all the time.
I love Tyron Woodley. I'm a huge fan and friend of him. He's a good.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're doing God's work, bro. MMA Roasted. Thanks a lot, Adam. Thanks a lot, Mayhem. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Take care.
Goodbye.